Testing, 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 testing. It is Monday night. It's Monday night football. We got a Monday night football game here on the Frankie from Flatbush channel. We got the Green Bay Packers. We got the New Orleans Saints. The Saints going all the way up to Green Bay, Wisconsin. It's cold. We were promised a snow game, but I don't know if we're going to get a snow game. We were promised a snow game in Green Bay, but it looks cold, but does not look like they're going to get the snow as far as we're seeing right now. They're showing a shot above the stadium and does not really look like we're going to get the snow that we were promised for this game. I was promised a snow game. I was promised a snow globe. Instead, we got cold here. We got a football game. We got Green Bay. We got what? Joe Buck. We got Troy Aikman, and so forth and so on. But I'm not seeing any snow. I'm not seeing any snow at all. And I think that's really a shame because I think we were all looking forward to the snow game as we try to fix the old video. Maybe this will fix it. There we go. So yeah, we got a football game. We got the Green Bay Packers. We got the New Orleans Saints. We got Jordan Love. We got Spencer Rattler, young quarterback. Maybe he could be something in this league. Some people were high on him in the draft. Other people were not so high on him in the draft. But we got to see how he's going to do in his NFL career. And Jordan Love off to a great start in his NFL football career, as we all are aware, as the Green Bay Packers are headed toward the playoffs. Playoffs. Yeah, they're headed toward the doggone playoffs. And your New York Jets are not. And that's a little embarrassing for us, I must say. But nonetheless, we can keep a track of these Packers and these Saints and so forth and so on. See what goes on in this game. Now, I will be keeping drive charts in this game. Test out my system on teams other than your New York Jets who have a penchant for losing and so forth. Now they're showing Spencer Rattler, fourth start so far in his NFL career. The young man 0-3, so that's not so good. But he's not on a great team. They got a lot of injuries, those Saints, so not a lot to work with for Mr. Rattler. And the Saints certainly not making the playoffs this year. So we'll have to see how they hang in there. But that's the way it is, and we'll see what happens tonight. We'll keep track of all of this and see how my system holds up for teams other than the Jets and the Jets' opponents, and so that'll be exciting to see. They got some crazy people that they're showing on the screen. Of course, the people who get all dressed up for the games. We got the Grinch. We got this guy, that guy, this one, that one. Very, very cold in Green Bay, but no snow. As I said earlier, we were promised a snow game. We were promised a snow globe, and I'm not seeing any snow. And I think that we're getting robbed. That's what I think. I think we're getting robbed because where's the snow after all? But it'll also be interesting to see, um, to just keep our eye on other teams. Now that the Jets season is, well, for all purposes, intents and purposes, over, why not keep our eye on some other teams out there? After all, if you're only watching the Jets, listen, you're going to get very depressed, okay? It's not going to be very nice, apparently. We can't have nice things. We just lose and lose and lose. We say all we need is a quarterback. We get a quarterback and he gets injured. And then the next year he doesn't play so hot. And then the defense is terrible. We just can't have good things. So doesn't it make sense to keep our eye on some other teams as well? Maintain our Jet fanness, but also follow some other teams. Why not? You can follow multiple teams. There's no law against it. There's no law against following multiple teams. You can do that. No one's gonna say much. Okay. And of course, the team I'm going to follow is going to be the Green Bay Packers because I'm an owner, so you might as well follow uh, the team that you own. Now it's me and 580,000 other people, but still, nonetheless, I still have some shares, and so, of course, they're my number two team. So I'm going to keep a special eye on them and maybe pick out some other teams to follow as well. Why not? We love football. Football is what we love. If the Jets are going to let us down, we'll follow them, but then we'll also follow other teams as well. Because football, in my opinion, is the greatest sport on earth. And for many, many different reasons. And so, why let the Jets have 100% of our attention? Why? We don't need to do that. We can follow other teams. We can see how other teams live, so to speak. And never going to become a primary fan of another team, but I think it's wise to spread our wings a little bit, see how other teams live in the fan bases of those other teams, see what's going on with them. What can we learn from their operations? What are they doing right or wrong or whatever? And compare it to the Jets. I think that's wise. I think that's wise. So we'll do that. We'll see what we can find out here today. We'll follow this game. We'll keep track of the drives. We'll keep track of the drive charts. We'll have data following that. So that's also good. And we'll see if there's any questions in the chat. We'll see if any chatting is going to go on and during this game. We'll try to keep track of that as well as we do. And they got Josh Jacobs over here on the Packers now. Used to be Aaron Jones. He's now with the Minnesota Vikings. So they got rid of him and replaced him with old Josh Jacobs. So we'll see how this goes. And they're showing Titletown Monday Night Football. I guess we got maybe 10 minutes or so before the game actually begins. We got to get an on field interview with the running back because, it's important to hear from these people before the game starts. We can't let them warm up without getting an interview. God forbid we do that. But yeah, that's what they're doing right now. Talking to old Josh Jacobs, having a great year over in Green Bay. A.J. Dillon's still out for the Packers. He's their other running back, and he's not going to be participating in this game due to injury. But they got plenty. They got plenty of firepower from the running back position. I can tell you that much. Todd is here. He says, "Howdy, howdy. Good to see you, Todd." It's a Monday night. Happy holidays to you and yours, Todd. Uh, oh, see, that's weird. See, then when I pull up the chat, then it goes back to this thing on the left when I wanted to say something like this. Very strange. Um, oops. But yeah, it's Christmas Eve, if you think about it. And so probably a lot of folks traveling, a lot of folks with their families, a lot of folks drinking, a little too heavily, maybe eating a little too much. Who knows? Christmas Eve. So happy holidays to everyone. We're on the verge of another football game. I guess the last game of the week. And then the next week is going to start on a Wednesday this week, getting sooner and sooner. For NFL football, I personally think Wednesdays is stretching it a little bit too much, putting the players at a little bit too high of a risk, in my opinion. But what do I know? PC Salami's here. He says, Frankie from Franktown. Yeah. What about Frankie from Titletown? That would be pretty sweet. Maybe we could put the. I'm at the overlay position. And then if I do that, we could keep this here, and uh, then you could see the chats on the screen. How about that much? Let's put the chats up so everybody can have a look, and maybe get more chats that way. Who knows? We got to play around with some of the features and see if something works better than something else. You never know. Could work, could not work. We don't know. But yeah, like if you look at Green Bay, they have something called Titletown, right? They built all this stuff around Lambeau Field. That's something that long term the Jets should be very interested in doing. And that's the sort of thing that could interest somebody, some billionaire, to maybe purchase the Jets from this idiot Woody Woodpecker that we have as an owner. Is if they look at Titletown at Green Bay and they say, I want to build something like that in Queens or in Long Island or somewhere in New York. And we're going to put a new stadium and we're going to build a jet town or football town or sports town or something like that. And that could be a way where they would want to pay a price for the Jets that would be appealing to the Johnsons to sell. I mean, a man can dream, can't he? I mean, sometimes you just got to dream of these things. Otherwise, we're just stuck with Woody Woodpecker and his stupid sons, his teenage sons, Brick and Jack and whoever else, and all their little teenage friends coming into the locker room and doing shenanigans. We don't need the shenanigans. I mean, we really don't need the shenanigans. Let's be honest. We don't need any shenanigans, and yet all they do is shenanigans. Is shenanigans all day long. I mean, what's with these people? So I don't know. I think somebody could look at Titletown and see what they've built there in Green Bay and say we could do that better in New York. And now they're doing the Monday Night Football theme song, so I guess they're going to play football at some point in time. Um, but like somebody entrepreneurial, some billionaire could say, "Listen, if they could build Titletown in Green Bay, what could we do in New York with a market that's a million times bigger?" Right? If we build something, let's say it's in Queens and it's in combination with the Mets and it's in combination with the tennis stadium that's over there, and we just build that whole area up into like a sports complex. It's a place you want to go to. You know what I mean? Like a vacation destination. Why not? I could see it, but I'm just a dreamer. But I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. You know, But it would take, I mean, it would be a huge, huge project, obviously. You'd probably need like multiple billionaires working on it together to get something like that done. But you can dream. We can dream. We got to dream at this point because we're stuck with Woody Woodpecker as our owner. And that's not good. So I don't know. I don't know what else we're going to be doing these days with these people. All right, so the game looks like it should be starting soon. Todd says, "I just want wins. Tired of losing. It would be nice if we were able to proud of yeah, but you need an entire makeover, right? It doesn't just wins don't just come, Todd. Like all this stuff that Woody Woodpecker does has an effect on the culture of the team, and then that filters down to the team." And that filters down to the decision making and what players to get, what players to draft, what players to sign to long term contracts, which players to let go, what trades to make. So you could say you just want wins, but it's much more important to get the system down so that you can have a consistent winner. You set your goal and then you focus on the process because you already know the goal. Everybody knows the goal is to win. That's done. That's set. We already set that goal. Now we have to focus on the process and the people and the systems to make that happen. And either Woody has to change his ways or we need a new owner. So that's why I'm talking about this dream I have of a title town in Queens. But otherwise, then if that's not going to happen, then Woody just has to change his ways because everything Woody and the Johnsons do, it all filters down through the org, and you get what we've seen. All right. Well, the game's about to start. The interim head coach of the New Orleans Saints is Darren Rizzi, former special teams coordinator. Now he's the interim head coach for the Saints. He's angling for the full time job. Been a few articles that maybe he'll keep it. That would be good for the Jets. One of the things we should be rooting for is all the teams to not fire their coaches. So we should be rooting for Mike McCarthy to keep his job, and Brian Dable, and Gerard Mayo, and anybody else who's on the hot seat to any extent. We should be rooting that they do not get fired because we want to have as few openings as possible so that we can get the best coach we possibly can. All right, the ball's kicked off from New Orleans to Green Bay. Keyshawn Nixon has it from the goal line, gets tripped up at the 36-yard line. Good return by Keyshawn Nixon, the outstanding defensive back and special teams player for Green Bay. And out come the green and gold, the G and G. We led by Jordan Love, 64% completion percentage on the year, 246 pass yards per game. Very nice. 23 pass touchdowns, only 11 interceptions. A little bit high, but not too shabby. And the Packers come out in, this is 21 personnel. Yeah, that's 21. And they give it to Jaden Reed for about a 6-yard gain. Reed plus 6. That's 1 point on the old scorecard. 31-yard line. Second should be about 4. Offensive line, they're showing of Green Bay: Rasheed Walker, Elton Jenkins, Josh Myers, Sean Ryan, Zach Tom. That's a decent offensive line all the way around. No really outstanding performers, but solid all the way around. Second and 5. They gave him 5 yards on that. Now we're in 11 personnel from the shotgun, and Love hands it off to Josh Jacobs. That didn't go well. Penetration, excellent penetration by the Saints. Cam Jordan, the veteran defensive tackle, and Jacobs was caught behind the line. So now it should be 3rd and 7. They go to the line quickly. They're still in 11 personnel. Love from the shotgun. Looks like the defense was coming across, but they stopped the play for some reason. Love is upset with that one, but it will be a flag on the defense. That's offsides. So that should make it 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 now. They did not let them run that play. Let's see if they stay in 11 personnel. So good job by, although it didn't seem like Love did anything. It just somebody got antsy. Got a little antsy. Nathan Shepard's on this team. On the Saints, that is. I don't know if he's injured or if he's playing in this game. Old Nathan Shepard, the original king of strain. 3rd and 1, they're saying. Maybe it's a long one. They are in. No, they stay in 11 personnel. In comes the insert. Oh, that's a nice play. They use Christian Watson as an insert blocker. They run Jacobs off the side, off the edge, and Watson was helped him keep the edge. 4-yard gain. That's a first down. 1st and 10 for the green and gold. Tucker Kraft is their primary tight end. Luke Musgrave. Luke Musgrave? Yeah, I think it's Luke Musgrave is also active today. He might not get a lot of snaps, but he is active. This is, I want to say 12 personnel because 85, yeah. Another run. So they're pretty run heavy right now. Jacobs. In fact, they haven't thrown a pass yet, as far as I have it. That was a 7-yard run. That's a nice run on first down. Gets you 2nd and 3. That's excellent every time. And if you can run it, control the clock, might as well. Brooks, number 30, is in the game. So this is 21 personnel, I would say. Yeah, and there's the first pass of the game. Goes out to Jacobs, makes a move, and he's on his horse. That's a first down and picks up about maybe 13 yards. That's a nice gainer right there. That's a first down. So the Pack moving right along. Come right out of the gates, moving the ball. Yeah, this is 21 with 88 on the field as a tight end. Pony package. I always like a pony package. Put the linebackers in conflict. They're not used to having to account for two running backs. So I like that kind of a formation myself. Good blocking by the wide receivers. Now we're in 11 personnel. Love in the shotgun. Love likes to live in that shotgun, even when he's handing the ball off. And there's a pass to Kraft. Tucker Kraft, the tight end. That's another first down. Plus 12. Nice play. Nice throw. That's something else you notice about Jordan Love. Pretty much lives in the shotgun. Even if they're running the ball, he's going to live in that shotgun. Different arm angles he uses. Not the most consistent mechanics, but he gets the job done as far as accuracy is concerned. First and 10 at the 22-yard line. They got a big personnel in here. This is 12 personnel. Looks like a run, but let's see if they're going to run it off the right side. Josh Jacobs, there he goes. And he might get to the end zone. No, just falls out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. That was about a 20-yard gainer, approximately. So 5 and another first down. So now it's first and goal. This is an extremely efficient drive. Yeah, they were at the 22. He made it all the way down to the 2-yard line. So thereabouts, yeah. Let's say 21-yard gainer. That's a 4. So first and goal. Let's see what they do here. They spread them out with 11 personnel. See if they throw or run out of this. They're going to run out of it. It's Jacobs again, right up the middle, close to the goal line, but I don't think he got there. Just a little bit short. Second and goal upcoming. Let's see if they go to big personnel here. Sticking with Jacobs on the field. No, they're sticking with their 11 personnel. Now, they have good blocking wide receivers. That's one reason they can do that. Their wide receivers will block. See if they use some sort of insert here. Well, they keep one of the wide receivers on the wing behind the tight end. Jacobs goes in motion, a little flip pass to Wicks, and that did not work at all. They got penetration, the Saints did, and stopped it. Actually, probably lost a yard there. So third and goal. So can the Saints hold them up here? Little pop pass did not work. Number 50 from the Saints got right in there. And then John Ridgway was also in there, the Vanilla Gorilla, to help out. So something went wrong with the blocking scheme right there. Let's see if they just try to power it in here on third and goal. What does Matt LaFleur have in mind here? No, he's got 11 personnel, man in motion, Love back to throw, floats it. There he is. Wicks for the touchdown. Good job by J-Lo to find his man. That's a 0 plus 10, 10. So there you go. A 10-play drive right down the field for a touchdown for your green and gold. That's a 10-play drive right off the bat. Very nicely done. J-Lo got to about his third, looked like his third in the progression and hit him. Nice job. I had it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs, 4 passes. Extra point is good. Um, 1, 2, 3, 5. I had 4 first downs, no penalties, and 1 explosive. Jacobs with that 21-yard run. So basically, just dinked and dunked it. Take what they give you, get 7 points on the board, keep running down the road. Nice job by the Packers offense there, I must say. PC Salami, to be honest, I would be happy with McCarthy as our coach. He's a proven winner as a coach. Yeah, but is he going to stay there? There's a lot of thought that he's gonna stick around. If you saw Jerry Jones' comments yesterday, um, he was saying, well, look, he was giving out a lot of positive comments about his coach, Big Mike McCarthy. He said he's got him playing hard. He said something to the effect of, Big Mike always got him playing like it's the Super Bowl. So that's the way it is. Todd says, I have to get up at 2 a.m., so good night, Frank. All right, Todd. Uh, You have to get up at 2 a.m. on Christmas Eve. Well, good luck at whatever you're doing, Todd. Stay safe out there. Stay safe and warm and all that good stuff. Make sure to practice safety first. Safety first, Todd. Let's remember that. Let's remember safety first. But yeah, I mean, Mike McCarthy would be fine, but I think personally the Cowboys are going to keep him. I think the Cowboys probably were looking at the landscape, and if they could get their hands on Bill Belichick, for example, they would might say, "All right, let's swap out Big Mike for Belichick. That's probably worth it." But of course, Bill Belichick's not on the market anymore. He went to UNC, probably not ever coming back to the league. He's probably going to end his career in college, most likely. Seems like at this point in time. So he probably looks at the candidates and says, "Well, I got one right here. I got Big Mike. Am I going to do better on the market? How much better is Mike Vrabel going to be or Ben Johnson? Might as well stick with Big Mike. When he has a good team, he wins. I mean, three out of the well, he's been there for 5 years. This year, tons of injuries. His quarterback is out. And then 3 years prior to that, he had 12 wins, and 12 wins. How you gonna argue against that? Three years in a row, 12 wins. That's pretty doggone good. And then the next year, his quarterback gets injured and is out. And now you're seeing they're starting to adjust, and they're having, they might win 9 games this year with Cooper Rush as the quarterback. So he's doing a good job. PC says his guys are, yeah, exactly. Yeah, look what Cooper Rush was doing in that last game against Tampa. I mean, that was pretty impressive. All right, they kick it off to New Orleans, and the return comes out to about the 35 or the 40-yard line. Nice return by the Saints. The offensive coordinator of the Saints is Clint Kubiak. He got a lot of praise early in the year when they were really clicking, putting up a lot of points, and then they fell off since then. And then his quarterback got injured, so they're kind of fallen off. And Kamara's been injured as well. Now the Packers run a 4-3 this year. They are in base right now. They're at the 35-yard line or so. Rattler back to pass. Oh, can't find anybody and immediately scrambles for about 7 yards. That's not necessarily great. Scramble +7. 2nd and 3. So it'll be interesting to see how the Packers run their defense compared to ours. Jeff Hafley is their defensive coordinator. If you know the connection between Garrett Wilson and Jeff Hafley and a phone call and Mike LaFleur, let me know in the chat. All right, the Packers are in there for now. They're in their nickel. Now they're in their nickel, and it's a run up the middle. Looks like he picked up the first down. That is Miller, Kendre Miller, +3, first down, 2 points, 1st and 10. So Jeff Hafley is getting a lot of praise from Green Bay fans and commentators all around because they've significantly improved their defense from the last few years where they had a different offensive coordinator. They brought Hafley in from Boston College. We are in nickel again. Rattler throws a screen to the tight end. That's a nice little screen to Moreau. That's about 13 yards pass. So it seems like they're coming out pretty conservative with Rattler, and that's the way to do it. This is a good plan by Kubiak. Don't make him sit back there in 7-step drops. Let him have some easy reads, easy throws, some nice play action screen. Fabian Moreau. So I like the game plan by Kubiak so far. We are in base, and that's a run. Miller, you got about a yard there, so that didn't work. 2nd and 9 or so. Todd says, no days off in my occupation, farm work. Oh, well, keep up the good work. I love farmers. I love ranchers. I'm never going to be a farmer or a rancher, but I appreciate the work that farmers do. I tell you that much. I love me some cows. Wouldn't know what to do with one of them, but I'm glad they exist. This is our nickel, so we're in nickel now. This is a run. Williams got a couple there. Williams plus 3 up the middle. Third and should be about 6. And we should be in our nickel, I would say, 3rd and 7. EC says, yeah, otherwise all in on, yeah, Vrabel. Hard pass on Arthur Smith. I don't think Arthur Smith is leaving Pittsburgh, personally. Uh, this would be nickel, I think. Rattler. Oh, see, that's where you make your money if you're Spencer Rattler. You cannot have a throw like that on 3rd and long. 3rd and long's one of the places where you judge quarterbacks. Now it's 4th down. Is he going to punt? What is he going to do? Field goal range? No, he's not in field goal range. Could go for it, but see, he had a guy and just overthrew him. You can't do that. He has a good throwing motion, I will say, Spencer Rattler. But you judge your quarterbacks on 3rd and long, 4th and long, that sort of thing, and in the red zone. Rizzy is they're going for it. What are they doing? 4th and 7. I guess they just figure why not. Now they have a penalty. See, but this is not. No, I don't think this is a good idea. Just punt it, pin them back, let your defense do its thing. This is a penalty flag, false start. And then plus it seemed like they were confused. You got the young quarterback, and you're expecting him to, run it like, Patrick Mahomes or something. Just punt. Let the kid settle into the game, Punt, pin him back, Rizzy, and, let your defense try to get off the field, even though they didn't really look too great on that first one. There's a puntadero down to the 10, and he fair catches it at the 8-yard line, so they'll have it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-play drive. There's a flag on the play. Let's try to not have so many flags. I had it for 3 runs, 3 passes, holding. So they're going to move it back then even more, I guess. 2 first down. So they were rolling, and then they just got bogged down on that. No explosives on that 3rd down with a bad, poorly thrown pass. P and 10. So Packers looking good so far. Harlan Abraham's here. Howdy, fellow soldiers in Frankie's army. I'm thinking about, hey, Harlan, what do you think about instead of Frankie's army? If I get to the right numbers and I could do and then YouTube lets me do a club again, you could do that thing. Thinking about calling it the Inner Circle or something like that. Something less militaristic, like the Inner Circle. What do you think, Harlan? But I got to hit certain numbers, There's all sorts of numbers that YouTube makes you hit and so forth and so on before you could have a little club in there, you know. But obviously, you look at these 2 drives and you see 3, 4, 7, 10, 14, and 10 is 24 points. You look at those 2 drives and you see one club with its normal quarterback with a lot of experience, relatively, and a solid offensive line, and the team's kind of rolling and having a better year, and they kind of have a drive that makes it look like that. Other team, relatively new quarterback, offensive line troubles, the running backs out of with injury and this and that, and they do some good things and then they get bogged down, and then they have a penalty and then they have to punt. So, yeah, just the way it goes. So yeah, I'm thinking about it. We'll see if I can hit my numbers for YouTube. You know, you never know. I mean, it's a pretty high bar too. I mean, there's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of people doing football content. It's hard to stand out, even for me, as good as I am. All right, here are the Packers starting on the 4-yard line. They were in 11 personnel. Looks like Love out of the shotgun, now being chased around. Can't find anybody open. Throws it away, basically, and incomplete. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 4-yard line. One thing I'm going to try to take note of is if he has any snaps under center, or is he 100% in shotgun, which is really interesting to me. They say it's better for the run game if you're under center, but boy, 100%. We're in 11 again. He's still in shotgun, and they have a good running game. It's not like they don't. They got Josh Jacobs here. They give it to Jacobs, run up the middle. He's got about 3 or 4 yards. Jacobs +4, so it'll be 3rd and 6. Give them 0 on that. 3rd and 6, I got it as. That's what they say. So I don't know. Let's see. Let's keep track of how many times Jordan Love goes under center. We got 11 personnel once again. Is this? Yeah, this is 11. Probably gonna be passing here. You would think. Oh, and the Saints jump, or did the Packers draw them off sides? We got flags. Flags. Everybody pointing at everybody else, and they say it's offsides on the Saints. Pasanyan. No bueno, Pasanyan. No bueno. Gave him a first down. No, they didn't give him a first down. It was only 5 yards, so it's 3rd and 1 now. But makes it a lot easier. Let's see, even on 3rd and 1, let's see if Love stays in the shotgun. Yes, it does look like he is. And we stay with 11 personnel, but we got a very tight split. Oh, and now we're going to do a tight end under center. Very nicely done. We tried that. It didn't work, if you remember. But they do tight end, take the snap, and they get a first down on it. I think that was Kraft +1. So good execution there. We can't seem to execute things like that, but they do. And they get excellent push up front, and boom, first down. Good coaching, you might say. All right, so 1st and 10 now, so they were able to pick it up. They split Kraft out wide here, but we are in 11 personnel. Love comes toward the line, but does not stay there. Stays in shotgun. 100% shotgun man. Back to pass now. Looking, bounces, throws it underneath to Jacobs with a strong arm, and gets a first down. That's a nice play. Sometimes you just throw it to a guy and make him do his thing. Josh Jacobs, that could have been a tackle for a few yards. Instead, turns into a first down because Josh Jacobs is very good. Just dump it off, let him run, stiff arm, bye bye, see you later. 12-yard gain or so. That's what happens when you have elite athletes. That's something we should be doing with Brees Hall way more often. Of course. Oh, now he is under center. Okay, so not 100%. Now we got 11 personnel under center. Hands it off to Jacobs, about 3 yards. All right, so not 100%. We'll just keep track of that as a fun little extra. Maybe only fun for me. 2nd and 7. Jacobs comes out of the game. Kraft also out of the game. And Love comes under center again. This time we're in 12 personnel. So you would think it's going to be a run here. Nope, play action. Love throws and knocked away. That seems like a good play by the defensive back, Taylor. Broke on the ball very well, it seemed like. Forced an incompletion, so 3rd and 7. So everything there was trying to make it look like a run. But good coverage by Taylor, I would say. Knocks it away for a PBU. The receiver wanted a pass interference, did not get the call from the officials. No flags on that one. So we'll go to 3rd and 7, back to 11 personnel, but Jacobs not in the game. Back to pass, throws it over the middle, and it's caught by Romeo Dobbs, number 87. That's a pretty good gain of about 16 yards, I would say. Dobbs has the guardian cap on his head. 31st down, so good job by J-Lo. 5, 10, yeah, about 16 yards or so, maybe 17. Nice job. J-Lo and Dobbs, Romeo and Love. Gotta love it. Going against Kool-Aid McKinstry. Gotta love a player named Kool-Aid. Here we got 11 personnel again. Shotgun. Fake fakes the handoff. Now looking for somebody. Throws it away. Didn't like what he saw there. So that play got blown up. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Yeah, PC says maybe call the select group the round table. Maybe. Yeah, the round table, the inner circle, something like that. And now we got 21 personnel. Craft goes in motion. They do a play action and then drop it off to Jacobs. And he's able to evade a couple of tacklers. Josh Jacobs is a monster. Picked up about 8 yards there when most running backs would have got about 2 or 3. Nice job by Josh. 3rd and 2, I'd say it is. 2nd down, got 8 yards. That's a 2-pointer. Well, let's see. And Jordan Love was able to escape pressure on that as well and dump it off to Jacobs at the same time. So good awareness by the young QB. Good pocket presence. Yeah, 3rd and 2. So 3rd and 2, 11 personnel. We got left bunch, trips, Trey left bunch. See what they're trying to do here is a flag. They call timeout. Timeout. Timeout, timeout, timeout. EJ says, do you think the Pats job opens up? Well, the reporting out of New England is not that it will not. Reporting out of New England is that it will not, EJ, and that the owner is very much committed to Gerard Mayo. And if you saw what happened this weekend, they lost to Buffalo, but they only lost by 3 points. So the prior game, they got blown out by the Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals, and everybody was saying, "Oh, the seat is heating up for Gerard Mayo." But now they just lost a game to Buffalo, but only by 3 points. So I think some of that talk is going to die, quiet down. The reporting out of New England is the owner really wants to stick with Mayo and give him the time and resources that he needs, and that has been confirmed by multiple people. Diana Rossini reported it. Tom E. Kern reported it. Greg Bedard reported it. So you have not only the gossip girl Rossini, but also confirmed by the Boston media, who's respectable, like Tom E. Curran and Greg Bedard and so forth, saying that really the Crafts do not want to change out Gerard Mayo. They really want to see him succeed. He was the handpicked successor to Belichick, so they have a lot of faith in him, and they just think he needs a little bit of time to grow into the role. And so they may fire an Alex Van Pelt. They may fire a DeMarcus Covington. Their defense has taken a huge step back uh, from what it normally is and has been under Belichick all these years. And people are looking at Covington going, well, wait a minute, you got a lot of good defensive players over here. What's going on? Now, they did lose a lot of people. They lost Judon. They lost Barmore to injury. They lost a bunch of people. Um, but they still have a lot of good players on defense, whereas the offense is pretty much completely decimated. Their O line is terrible. Their wide receivers are terrible. Hunter Henry's good, but they don't have any other tight ends. So and even with that, Drake May is developing pretty well. So they're pretty happy with that side of it. But it does not seem like the Pats job is going to open up, and we should root for Gerard Mayo to keep his job. We want as many coaches as possible to keep their job. That's what we want. All right, J Lo in the shotgun again. Uh, this is still 11, and they come in the very condensed formation, tight splits on the outside. They hand it off to the running back. That is not Jacobs, and he does not get it. Who is that? 31 Wilson. So he came up short. They'll probably go for it here if I had to guess. They're on the Saints side of the field. Should be 4th and 1. I bet you old Matty LaFleur is going to go for it. He's going to say, we're going to smash you in the mouth. Get this 1 yard here. J-Lo looking up. We got, all right, we got 11 personnel, but now they come from outside. They come into a tight split situation, very condensed formation. And J-Lo still in the shotgun, and at the end of the quarter comes. So I don't know if they was trying to draw him off sides, but it's a very it's 4th in inches actually. It's not a yard actually. It looks like it's 4th in a foot. So it would surprise me if they punted or anything like that. Uh, who's your top-rated QB in the draft? Yeah, EJ, I don't do the ratings like that, so you'll have to ask a draft expert. I just know that Sanders and Ward are 1, 2. The way I look at scouting of the players and especially the QBs, there's a lot of really good people who do the scouting. You know what I mean? In other words, if I was going to scout these quarterbacks, I'd have to watch a lot of college football games and do a lot of back and forth. I'd have to do what's called grinding the tape. Do I really want to do that? For what purpose? Nobody's paying me to do it. So in order for me to really have an opinion of my own, I would have to grind the tape on these guys, and I would have to spend hours and hours and hours looking at the tape to come up with an opinion on my own. Meanwhile, there's all these people who do that already. Dom C does that, right? Dane Brugler does it, right? Daniel Jeremiah. There's all these good people. I'll just read their work. A lot of these people just put it out for free, or you pay a little bit of money, and like the beast that the Brugler puts out. I'll just read that, and I'll just read 4, 5, or 6 respected sources and come to my own opinions. And I'll watch a little bit of tape, see what I think, but I'm not going to grind the tape on these guys to give you a differentiation between Sanders and Ward. No. But what we do know is that they're 1 and 2, and then there's a fall off. Now, if Jalen Milroe comes into the draft this year, which I anticipate he will not, but we'll see what he decides. He's going to be 3, and he's a guy who could go into the first round. But other than that, there's not a lot of good QBs according to all the respectable folks. So that's my theory on that. I'm not going to sit here and grind the tape enough to have an informed opinion. I'm going to let other people grind the tape. That's not my job. Way I see it. And these quarterbacks, you never know anyway. There's a lot of people who like Spencer Rattler. Is he going to be good? I don't know. Does anybody know? The quarterback position is all about your brain. That's the other thing. You can go and say these are the traits that the quarterback has. He has a strong arm. He has a quick release. He can run. He's short area quickness. He's good at avoiding tackles, or he runs over people. He's big and smashes over people, whatever. So now we're in 12 personnel as the game comes back on. Now we brought in a second tight end, and Love's just going to take it right up the middle, and it makes a lot of sense. Picked up a few yards there. That's a first down. Like I said, Matty LaFleur is going to say we're going to smash it right in the mouth. But that's the other thing with quarterbacks, man. It's all about the brain. So you can talk about traits all you want. You can talk about certain things, but ultimately it comes down to their brain and their development and how much they're able to adjust to the speed of the NFL game and all of that. And those things are unknowable. So here's 21 personnel. Using a lot of pony package here, even from the shotgun. And that's a running play to Jacobs. Takes it outside and gets bottled up. Still able to fall forward for 3 yards. So it's hard to project what somebody's brain is going to do in an NFL situation. And it's also hard to know, what their situation is going to be. How many quarterbacks do we have to see where the situation, when it's right, they're able to perform well, and when it's not right, they're not. Some guys are scheme independent and situation independent, but a lot of guys are just, it depends where they go, who their coaches are, what's the scheme, what's expected of them, what are they asked to do, so forth and so on. This is 11 personnel and a little play action. Love going to his left, has to ground the ball, not able to find anybody, incomplete. So 3rd and 7. Always difficult when the quarterback's going to his left. He's got to get that hip through to get anything on the throw. A lot easier when they're going to their right. And we're in 11 again on 3rd and long here. And Love in the shotgun again. This is almost certainly a pass. Goes to the right. He's got his receiver Dobbs, but he's short of a first down. So that was complete for about 5 yards. Let's see if they go for it on 4th and 2 against this New Orleans. It looks like they will, I guess. Seems like. It would make sense as to why Love would throw that pass on 3rd and 7, threw it 2 yards short of the sticks, probably because he knew he had 4th and short, opportunity here. Now they have a condensed split 12 personnel formation on 4th and 2, and they do a play action and then check down to Kraft. That is a very nice play. Looked like the Honey Badger made a business decision there to not tackle the big tight end. How many yards is that? Let's see. There's a line of scrimmage. It's about 5. Oh, he had Watson wide open. But he checked it down and got the first down. Can't blame him. And Kraft was able to take it about 15, about 17 yards. Can't blame him. First down, 1st and 10. And again, they're moving the ball very well in this drive. 2 drives, 2 excellent drives. And he hands it to Jacobs again. He makes a one-man miss, and he takes it all the way down to the 1-yard line. Josh Jacobs, monster. So if another first down is about plus 12. And that's a missed tackle. He missed a tackle on Josh Jacobs. That may be the only chance you got with this monster. All the way down to the 2. Now we're in 11 again. Give it to Jacobs again, and he gets in there. See you later. Pretty easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, green and gold. This is how you run an offense. Making it look beautiful. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns on the board. That's how you do it, boys. You looking for a competent offense? You want to know what it looks like? This is it right here. The green and gold, baby. That's a touchdown. They went for it twice on 4th down in that drive. Nice and easy for the extra point. We can't even really do that sometimes. 14-0. Good golly. That's just how it's supposed to look, boys. That is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 play drive. That's crazy. So they had a 10-play drive for a touchdown. Then they did it one better, 17-play drive for a touchdown. They're just moving them at will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I had it for 8 runs, 9 passes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 first downs. I had no penalties. Saints had a penalty. And no explosive. One explosive. Oh, that's a pass. So no explosive. No explosives. So they're just dinking and dunking them. Just take what they give you, man. Nice and easy. No reason to overcomplicate things. The way I see it. Let's see. Infrared is here. Smash that like button and subscribe. Yeah, please do smash the like button and subscribe. Would appreciate it. EJ says, any word on the severity of the Fashanu injury? So the only thing we heard today was out of Tom Pelissero. Our great beat reporters didn't provide any information because they're a bunch of bums. They're too busy stirring up drama about Garrett Wilson and how unhappy he's going to be. Um, but Tom Pelissero said it's a foot injury. He's expected to miss the next 2 games, but that is not a lot of information. We all kind of expected he's going to miss the next 2 games. So we really are going to have to wait until tomorrow or Wednesday. Um, tomorrow is, well, tomorrow's Tuesday, and then Wednesday's Christmas. So I don't know when Ulbricht's going to meet with the media again. It might be Thursday, actually. So unless some information leaks out of one Jets drive, we may not get more information than that. We'll have to see what comes out. Hopefully, it's just nothing long term. Take the next 2 games off. See you next year, Olu. We don't need to push it or anything like that. Hopefully, it's just nothing long term, something minor with the toe or something like that that he had that was on the injury report for a few weeks. And let's all just hope and pray that that's the way it is, and it's nothing too serious. That's something to pray for because Olu was playing really well. So Rattler leads his team back on the field. Boy, there's a bunch of people here playing for the Saints who I have no idea who they are. Tipton, Austin Jr., Young, Trevor Penning, I know. Ruiz, I know. Fuanga's here. So Fuanga's their left tackle. That's the young guy they got out of the draft this year, and a lot of people were high on. So the green and gold is in their base. And here's a running play. That didn't work. That's a loss of 3 yards about. I would say 2nd and 13. Doing a running play against base, not good. And I think we were in our run fits. Well, yeah, I mean, Edger and Cooper, 56. So 56 for the green and gold is a monster. If you guys haven't heard of him, Edger and Cooper, he is a stud muffin. We're in nickel now. Can do it all. Stop the run. He can run with cover in the. What's going on here? Call flag. Another penalty on the Saints. False start or something. Yep. I was not really paying attention to Adrian Cooper until I started looking at some of these games by the some of these Packer games, and boy, does he stand out on tape! Holy smokes! And I wasn't, the Jets were not going to take any linebackers, so I was not paying any attention to linebackers in last year's draft at all, really. So, the name didn't really even ring any bells, to be honest with you. But he's playing really well for the Pack. So 2nd and 18 now. Sean Gary on the pass rush. Rattler escapes, does a little fake-a-rooney and gains 2 yards. Not good. Not good when you need 18 yards and you get 2. So 3rd and 16 for the Rattler man. See what he can do. I would say Brian Gutekunst had an excellent offseason last year. They're showing him the Packers general manager now. He fleeced us in the Rodgers deal a couple of times ago and was able to get some excellent draft capital that he has deployed very, very well. What is this? This is just nickel with the guy's back. Interestingly, so Rattler, yeah, they're basically forcing him to check it down and gets about 5 yards, and He'll always take that trade off when it's 3rd and 16. So tough spot for the young kid. They're going to have to punt again. So the Packers are looking really good in this game so far, obviously. 36, -1. This should be punt number 2, second possession. So they've had 2 possessions and run only 9 plays so far. That is no bueno. Fair catch at the 33-yard line. And the Packers are going to have the ball once again. So the third drive for the Packers, first 2 have resulted in touchdowns. That's exactly what you want if you're the team from Titletown. Um, so that's going really well. Yeah, Infrared's talking about the media. Yeah, it's it's annoying. It's really and you can see them having their narratives, right? You can see the narratives forming. It's like once you see it, you can't unsee it. And now they're going to hammer this home. Especially, it's going to be the 2 guys hammering it are going to be Dick Chimney and Country Club Connor Hughes about how the Jets aren't targeting, Garrett Wilson enough. And the reason they're hammering that is basically to stir up the drama, get the clickety clicks, but um, also just keep that drama, like to milk the drama, to keep it going for months and months and months. Because what else are they going to write about? I mean, you'd think they'd be happy enough to write about, we did fire our GM and our head coach. We're going to have a whole new coaching staff. We're going to have a lot of turnover on defense, for one thing. We're going to have a whole new general manager situation where the front office will be turned over, and I hope they get new pro personnel scouts and things of that nature. We'll see about that. But that's a lot of turnover and turmoil that they could be reporting on. I don't know why they need to gin up this thing with Garrett Wilson. Yes, it's true he's not getting targeted as much, but it's also true that defenses pay a lot of attention to him. So, they conveniently leave out that bit of information. They don't give you just the facts, ma'am. They give you the manufactured narratives based on some facts. It's really annoying. I mean, Dick Chimney put out another tweet about this earlier, right before this game. And what I said underneath that tweet was no matter how much you hate the media, you don't hate them nearly enough. And he was putting out the number of targets that the Jets had in that game and, showing that, Devontae had the most and then Lazard had 10 and, Garrett only had 6 or whatever the number was. Because of course Jet fans are going to see that and fly off the handle. How can we give, Lazard 10 targets? That guy's a bum, which is true. But at the same time, all right, we're back with the game. It's 11 personnel, 33-yard line, man in motion. Ooh, a little end around and a little twirly bird play. Christian Watson, the fast one, number 9, gets about 9 yards. A little creativity, and they still hit it. Seems like they can do whatever they want. Seems like they can do whatever they want here. Whatever play they're calling is working. +9, so that's a 2. Should be 2nd and 1, I think. The run game's working. The passing game's working. The Saints are missing tackles. They're getting stiff armed. They're getting beat up. And we're still in 11 again. So we run a lot of 11 with these Packers. They do have a lot of good receivers, of course, that they have. You can use them in the run game also. Love, throw it down the middle, wide open. Tucker Kraft. He's going to get, Jesus, I don't know how many yards. Good Lord, you might want to cover the tight end, guys. That's an explosive. Getting explosive on 2nd and 1. That's a first down. They're at their own 40. Man. 15, 20, 25, 30, 32 yards I'll give him. That's an explosive. Linebacker just late. Got to get on it, Mr. Linebacker, Mr. Davis. Got to see it quicker, bud. This is 21 personnel. Pony package. And even with the secondary runner in there, and still getting nice yardage. Basically doing whatever they want to this defense. Let's say that's 2nd and 3. 88 is Musgrave. So that kid is just off of injury. So he's getting some snaps in this game for the first time in a while. Missed 10 games, 2nd-round pick. So Packer fans are very happy. So they gave Wilson 8 yards there. That's a 2. Uh, this is 11, and they give a handoff to Watson. Man, so you got to love what they're doing here. They can line up in 11, and their guys are so fast. Oh no, now Watson looks like he might be hurt. That's not good. Come on, man. Don't be injured. That's a first down. But you see, they can use their wide receivers as a running game threat. They did it twice on this drive right here. And their guys are so fast and able to do it. Stepped out right there. I don't know. Didn't look like he did too much on it. Maybe he'll be all right. But you're seeing some creativity out of the green and gold. How they use their wide receivers. It's interesting because you can be an 11 and just run the ball, but not with your running back. Use the use the damn wide receivers as running backs, and so that's a nice little wrinkle in the offense. Lazard has 5 TDs, says Harlan. Yeah, he also is second in the league with about a 20% drop rate. So you know what he can do with his TDs? He can shove them right up his keister, Harlan, as far as I'm concerned. You drop in 1/4 of the, or well, 1/5 of the passes we're throwing you. He's at 19.6% or something of the passes we throw him, he drops. That's second worst in the league. Get him. I don't want to hear about his 5 fucking TDs. Okay? Get him out of here. I want Malachi Corley on the field. Forget freaking Lazard. He needs to get off this damn team. Goodbye. 20% drop rate. No, thank you. No, thank you. You can't run an efficient offense when a guy is doing that. At least not when you're the Jets. Maybe other teams can get away with it. We can't. Get him out of here. Yeah, now the defense we're going to have to completely fix. That's a mess. Jet defense is just a mess. We lack toughness. We lack everything. Gonna have to redo the entire defense and a lot of the offense because if Rodgers doesn't come back, then Adams is probably not coming back, and Lazard's probably not coming back, and then we're very thin at wide receiver all of a sudden. So, going to be a lot of tough choices that are going to have to be made by whoever's coming in on this leadership team. So we better get some smart pants. Otherwise, going to be another maybe decades long drought again. Watson up again and walking, so maybe he's all right. Looked like maybe somebody landed on his leg, and maybe he'll be all right. All right, back to the action. 11 personnel again. We're down by the goal line now, about the 6-yard line. Love in the shotgun. Does a little pop pass to Reed. Almost gets in there, but down to about the 2-yard line. This is 1st and goal. So it'll be 2nd and goal. Another creative play. We don't use that many pop passes in our arsenal. You notice? And just run it right up the middle. Touchdown. Doesn't really look like the Saints are too interested in this game, which is not good for Mr. Rizzi's resume as he's trying to get a hold on the head coaching position in this game. They're looking pretty not interested. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 play drive. So 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. That's no bueno if you're a defense. Three. 1, 2, 3. 3 runs, 3 passes. You saw a lot of creativity there. I think Matt LaFleur is in his bag. Touchdown, extra point, 21 nothing. Saints look disinterested and getting their keisters handed to them. 33 plays. Man, that's about as efficient as you can be. 3 drives, 33 plays, averaging 11 plays per drive, 3 touchdowns. I mean, about as good as you can do. How can you, you can't do much better than this? Only thing would be better is if it started snowing. Uh, so yeah, that's where we are as we simultaneously broadcast to YouTube and Rumble and X as well. Trying to see if I can find any comments from those other platforms. It does not appear as though I can do so, or maybe there aren't any. So if you're watching on X, send in a comment so I can see it, see if it works. And how about Rumble? Anybody on Rumble, send in a comment, see if I can see it. And the kick now getting returned out to about the 40-yard line or so. Nice return by the Aints, as they used to be called. Mr. Rattler comes back on the field. See if he's rattled or not. I would anticipate us being in base to start. Let's see if I am right. No, oh yeah, 58. So that is base. Okay, yep. Shotgun. Here comes a pass from Rattler over the middle, high, but a nice catch by the tight end Moreau. Nicely done by Moreau there. Get a get some yardage and get a first down. Rattler hung in the pocket. That's a nice throw by Mr. Rattler. Just over the linebacker. They go heavy here, and there's a run by Williams. Gets about 4 yards. What's 4? Right now, trying to take his team down the field. 3 out of 4 tonight for 39 yards. They got a big formation here as Packers are in base remaining. This looks like a run. Let's see if they try and pass out of it. They do not. Williams gets a couple yards. And third and 5. Well, let's see what Rattler can do on third down. They call third down the money down, and there's a reason for that. This is where the quarterbacks make their money. So let's see what the Rattle Man can do here on third down. Looks like a little bit of confusion as the play's coming in. They got their personnel's a little mixed up. They're going to have to take a timeout here. Yeah, something a little confusing going on there. They didn't know what they were doing. Oh, they're calling a flag. What? What did they call there? 12 men on the, 12 men. Can't do that. You can't have 12 men in the huddle. That's illegal. Sorry. Derek Carr is objecting for some reason. If you got 12 men out there, Derek, you got 12 men. You can't do that. Not allowed to have 12 men in a huddle. That would be illegal. All right, now we're in our nickel. Let's see if Rattler can convert. Third and 10. They hand it off. Interestingly, but he's able to get the first down. We're not expecting the run on that one, I tell you that. That was a surprise. Good blocking and missed tackle right there by 95. That was the problem. Let's go, boys. Don't get too complacent just because you're up 21-0. They can easily come back here. Seems to be an injury on the offensive line for the Saints. Another running play. Miller, nice tackle by Wilson. No gain, I would say. 2nd and 10. Yeah, this team stays in their base a lot more than we do. I'll tell you that much. It may be a testament to their linebacking crew. Nice job by 45 there. Oof. That's not good. There's a fumble by Rattler, and so this is going to be a sack, fumble, lost. We I don't know what happened on the blocking on that one. That was a problem. -4. So Rattler is getting sacked and just gives up the ball. That is not good, Spencer. Ball security, buddy. That no good. So it looked like it was a blitzing defensive back. Keyshawn Nixon, it seemed like. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6-play drive ends in a turnover. So they've had punt, punt, turnover. No bueno. No bueno. They were moving the ball. Had that one nice pass, one explosive to Moreau, the tight end. Uh, they did have one penalty, but it didn't really cost them 12 men. So they got 3 penalties so far. One explosive, 2 first downs, no penalties for the defense. 3 possessions, punt, punt, turnover, no bueno. 3 possessions for the Packers, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Yeah, it's going pretty well for the boys in green and gold, I must say. Going pretty well for the boys in green and gold. This is kind of what we were hoping our offense would look like, but our offense has not looked anything like this, unfortunately. And so, hey, do what you can do. I don't know. It's such a weird off season for us, man. The defense needs a total makeover. The offense, so much depends what you want to do on quarterback. If you stick with Rodgers, then you probably also stick with Adams, and then you have a decent receiving core and good running backs, a good offensive line, and Rodgers as a quarterback. If you get rid of Rodgers, then probably Adams is gone too. Now your wide receiver, and probably Lazard too, and now your wide receiver room looks pretty thin, you know. And you're probably going with Tyrod for a bridge, and then see what the young kids can do. Jordan Travis, and I guess we would draft one. Maybe second, third round, something like that. But it's a tough spot. Tough spot. But whoever comes in to be the general manager is going to have to articulate what their plan is. That would be job one. All right. So the Packers have the ball at the -34, 11. Quick pass out to Jacobs, and he takes it out about 6-yard gain. So they're moving the ball pretty much at will here. That was such a weird turnover by Rattler. He just kind of just lost the ball somehow. Second and 4. 12 personnel here. So Musgrave back in the game. Love under center. Goes back to pass. Bounce, bounce, throws. Oh, had an open man, overthrew him. Incomplete. Did go under center on that one. So third and 4 now for your green and gold. For some reason they're showing the defensive coordinator, Jeff Halfley. Nobody knew the connection between Coach Halfley and Mike LaFleur and Coach and Garrett Wilson. Sad to say, you guys aren't paying attention to things. Now in the shotgun again, more comfortable there. It seems like pass for Love, throwing deep. Not sure what he was thinking there. Did not have a man wide open or anything like that, and overthrew him at the same time. So that possession did not go according to Hoyle. Not sure what he was trying to do there. Just go get your first down. Keep it simple like you've been doing. Instead, he tried to throw a bomb for some reason. And nobody was home. So the Saints will get one more possession, it looks like, before the half ends. And we'll see if old Spencer Rattler can do anything other than fumble the ball and throw it super high to people. We'll have to see how this fifth round pick can do. But, so far you can't really argue too much with how it's gone for the green and gold at home. No snow. Excellent defense, excellent offense. It's pretty good. Pretty good, I must say. But I mean, so much work to be done. I think one of the things we got to really, really, really root for is for guys to keep their jobs. But like, so a game like this, you could look at it and say, boy, this is not good for Darren Rizzi, the head coach of the Saints. The guys do not seem prepared. It's not a very inspiring situation here for New Orleans. They're undermanned, we get that, but it does not look like they're playing very hard or very well either. So, you know, you got to think maybe New Orleans is going to need a new coach, you know, so Mike Vrabel can go there. That would be an attractive choice. They usually field competitive teams, or at least they have a history of doing so. Of course, they do all those cap manipulations every year to get under the cap and stuff like that. Um, you know, they're the kings of the kick the can down the road situation, and it hasn't really worked out for them after the Drew Brees years. They're going to have Derek Carr though next year. It seems like I guess they could release him, but you figure, well, they got their quarterback in there and stuff like that. So you know they got a good running back. They got some decent wideouts. Olave's been out, of course. I believe he's coming back. He had some serious concussion issues. Punt goes through the end zone. So the Saints get started 25-yard line. Fourth possession of the game. But so like you would have hoped that Darren Rizzi would have had his team looking a little better because then maybe he could get hired. And the Saints just stick with him. And they say, "We got our guy, Rizzi. All right, he's here." But I don't know. Game like this, not looking too bueno so far, anyway. So Mims takes it up the middle for about an 8-yard gain. It'll be second and 2. Moves again up the middle. Did not get the line to gain. That was 2 points. This is 8. Third, 1. And Rattler going back to pass, drops it off to the running back. High again, but makes the catch. And you notice Spencer Rattler. Oh, there was a flag on the play. Flag, roughing the passer. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, that's, well, I don't know. I wouldn't do it myself, but I'm not a guy who likes penalties very much. He beat Penning, that's for sure. Cox 57. Oop, oop. Oh, that was incomplete. Uh-oh. But it doesn't matter because they got a roughing the passer. Like, depends on the spot, I guess. Well, let's see if Rattler can engineer a 1 minute drive here. Let's see how he does in the condensed time. They do have 3 timeouts in the shotgun, back to pass over the middle, high. Oh, so this kid, you can see that the consistent theme with him is high passes. That's not good. Means his mechanics are off. His elbow's underneath the ball too much. The guy almost caught the rebound, but fell incomplete. But it seems like almost every pass that Spencer Rattler throws is high, which means his elbow's underneath the ball. That's not good. Let's see if he can get his mechanics squared away and engineer some kind of drive here. And he's also been scrambling quite a bit. Here goes again, scrambles for 3 yards. That's also not something you want to see from the quarterback situation like this. You got to be throwing it down the field, Spencer. A little 6 yard, 4 yard gains are not going to help you. That was a 3 yard gain, in fact. 3rd and 7. So well, let's see. 44 seconds left on the clock. Timeout called by the fighting Spencer Rattlers. See what the kid can do with 44 seconds remaining. Maybe he can pull out a miracle and get him into field goal range at least. How about this Jaden Daniels? He's looking pretty spectacular these days. Helping the Washington Commanders. That team and fan base was so downtrodden for so long. All of a sudden, they get rid of Dan Snyder. They get new ownership. They get new head coach, new everything, general manager, and they get the quarterback and they hit on it. I mean, that is incredible. Great job by the Washington Commanders. 3rd and 7. Let's see if the Packers can bring some heat on the Rattle Man to rattle him, and they do, and he throws it. He's got a man wide open, and he's able to hit him. Uh, Drop the ball, but they're gonna give him the completion, I guess. Somehow that man was wide open. Blown coverage. Get over to your man, buddy. Austin threw a floater out there. 1st and 10. Rizzy looks like he's a bit of a hothead, I must say. He is all fired up about something. Can't believe something going on. They're bringing on the rules analyst, Russell Yerk, the Yerkster coming on. Rizzy's still not happy. So Austin, they're saying it's incomplete. What are they calling this here? No, they say he caught it. Unless they're going to challenge now. Looks like another timeout. Seems like they don't know what the hell's going on in this football game. Darren Rizzi, two-time collegiate head coach, New Haven and Rhode Island powerhouses. 16 seasons as NFL assistant coach, 15 as special teams coordinator. Named the interim head coach on November the 4th. Darren Rizzi. Let's hope he keeps this job. We want Rizzi for the down easy. Rizzi for the big easy. Rizzi for the big easy. That's what we want. All right, now first and 10. The Rattle Man had just had his first big completion. Let's see what he can do. Goes back to pass, looking, and he's gonna get sacked. No bueno. Second and let's see if it's Fuanga. Just kind of working across the line. Interesting. Kind of a rush there. But the Rattle Man couldn't find anybody in time, and down he goes. Timeout. Timeout. That's the last timeout for Mr. Darren Rizzi of the Big Easy. Second and 22, so he lost 12 there. No bueno. Second and 22 now. Let's see. Might want to throw up a Hail Mary. There's only 9 seconds left. LaFleur looks like he wants a timeout, and he gets one. This one's going to be probably Hail Mary. I would anticipate 9 seconds left on the clock. Second and 22. BC says, is there anything really stopping us from throwing the bank at Vrabel and hiring him for next year now? Well, he's currently employed by the Browns, so we can't yet interview him. We have to wait until the season's over. Or is it the Rooney rule? We do have to follow the Rooney rule. So we do have to interview candidates, African American candidates. So, yes, you have to do that. Also, you have to wait until the specified time because he's employed by the Browns. So Rattler goes back and throws it away for some reason. Complete, third and 22, 5 seconds left. Not sure what the plan was with that. If anything, you want to throw a short completion and let the guy go out of bounds, but not just to throw it away. Doesn't make much sense. But 5 seconds remain. Uh, they do bring a blitz of a sort for some reason. Now Rattler trying to throw it on the run, gets it down by the goal line, and it's intercepted, but out of bounds. So that's just incomplete. So another incompletion for Mr. Rattler. Not a great half of football for your New Orleans Saints. Move the balls a bit, but just not really enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. 9-play drive there and ends on end of half. Uh, for 2 runs, 7 passes, 1 first down. Now going to be this one right here with the first down, two first downs, one penalty on the defense, questionable roughing the passer, and no explosives. So basically, four possessions, four drives for the Saints, no points. Four drives for the Packers, three touchdowns. PC says, "Okay, I didn't know he had a job now. Yeah, he's a some type of consultant with the Browns. Now, don't forget. So here's the other thing to keep in mind with Mr. Vrabel. He's from Ohio, okay, and he went to Ohio State, okay, and now he's with the Cleveland Browns, which is also in Ohio. He's one of these Ohio fucks, right? So here's the thing: we should also root for Ohio State to win in the college football playoff. It was great that they won the first round game. Let's hope they go far in the college football playoff and maybe win the whole thing. Why? Because we also want Ryan Day to keep his job. Because if Ryan Day gets fired, guess who's candidate number one for Ohio State? Mike Vrabel. So another thing to root for in the college ranks is you got to root for Ohio State to go all the way, win as many games as possible, make it so that they do not want to fire Ryan Day at all, because that's probably the one college job he'd probably consider. He's an alum. They're a big, big school, obviously. They can compete with resources and all that kind of thing. And of course, he just saw his one of his, friends, mentors, whatever you want to call him, Bill Belichick, go into the college ranks, and he sees what he's doing. And so, if Ohio State came calling, he would say, "Okay, give me the Billy Belly package. I want a general manager. I want this. I want that. All the things that Billy Belly got over at North Carolina." So he could just say, "Okay, that's my model." And it's Ohio State, so they have much more resources than University of North Carolina. Uh-oh. Grassi Posse. Well, tell Mr. Grassi I said hello. That is weird. And tell him I appreciate his um, love and appreciation. He's doing so. People who don't know, Tom Grassi, the comedian, he's a Green Bay Packer fan and YouTuber, very, very well known. He's huge. I appreciate all the love from everybody coming in. It's funny to see when that happens. What happens is a Grassi posse raid occurs when Tom Grassi picks a small YouTuber, such as myself, and all these people come in. I really appreciate seeing that. That is fun as hell. Um, certainly appreciate it. Now, for those who don't know, Tom Grassi also does a lot of great stuff in terms of charitable works. He does charity events all the time. He did an around the world event. He did all sorts of things to raise money for very good charities, such as children's hospitals and things of that nature. So, Tom Grassi, in addition to being an excellent YouTuber and so forth and so on, also does great things in terms of charities, which is amazing. So, he has a big following and he does all of this charitable work as well. So, for those who don't know, check out Tom Grassi. He has a channel on YouTube, obviously, and an X account, and a very, very big one. I think last time I checked, he was up to 700,000 subscribers or something. So this is a Grassi raid going on. We appreciate it very much. Thank you, everybody, coming in. Lisa Dees, John Gillespie, Jack Plays, Dylan Mingaruli, Sarita Morgan, uh, Scary Larry. He raised $100,000 Saturday for RAN. Amazing. Tom Grassi is amazing with all these charity things. He raised $100,000 in a day. The man is amazing. Michael Evans, Kenny Cross, Steven Cheesehead for Life, Nanoa. I'm subscribing to you. Michael Evans, Ali Cat, Will Gray, Minecraft Assassin, all the people coming in. Bill Lamoureux, sorry. But yeah, Tom Grossi's amazing. Apparently raised $100,000. Can you imagine? $100,000, and he's done other events in the past where he raises all sorts of money. It's amazing. It's incredible. Um, I don't know how he does it. I don't know why he sends all these people here on raids, but we'll take it. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you, Tom Grossi. We appreciate it. Ambassador Domo's here. Cheers. Merry Christmas to you. Amanda Kodelainen. Kodelainen. Sorry if I got that wrong. Amanda. Kenny Cross. Sarita. Faze. Mystic is here. Look at all these people. Amazing folks from Tom Grossi. Tom Grossi also does Friday night chats for those who don't know. That's his like one of his normal things that he does. So you can check out a Friday night. Tammy Roberts says, I'm also subscribing. Well, thank you, Tammy. We appreciate it for sure. Oh, look, they're showing highlights from our stupid team. Tyler Higbee. Eh, was, they, sh- they show one of our famous fans looking so depressed. Like, Shankar Nigam Squatch. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate the Grossi raid. Please pass along my thank you to Tom Grossi, a great man, a great YouTuber, somebody who puts up a lot of money. Well, he doesn't put up a lot of money, but he raises a lot of money. He puts up some of his own money, of course, but also raises a lot of money for charities. So if you're going to support somebody, Tom Grossi is somebody to go ahead and support. You got to appreciate a guy like that. Apparently raised $100,000. $100,000. Can you imagine that in one day? Can you imagine that? $100,000. That's a lot of money in one day. Glynis Scott says, "Who is your team? Where the This is a Jets channel." Glynis, unfortunately for us and for me, we're the Jets, and so we stink. But I'll tell you this: the Green Bay Packers are my second favorite team, and I am an owner, so I got a second favorite team just to keep myself from going totally crazy being a Jets fan and seeing as much stinkitude as we have been put through these last 15 years or so. Yeah, Kenny says poor Frankie is a Jets fan. Glennis says nice voice, thank you, I appreciate that. I am also a voiceover artist, so I appreciate that. But yeah, Matt Eldridge says, as a Packers fan, we fleeced you. You sure did. Gutekunst, when you look back on it, Gutekunst fleeced us. He fleeced us. And then you got our coach. I mean, you got to really appreciate the fact you fleeced us on the trade. Jordan Love is a hit, right? And then you took our coach. I mean, come on. Gutekunst has got to be sitting up there going, you know, I like life. Life is good. You know what I mean? Jesus. Gutekunst. That guy, well, if it wasn't for the Lions guy, Brad Holmes, Gutekunst would be up there for executive of the year. You got to think. I mean, it annoys me. And then you take our coach as well, which we shouldn't have fired, by the way. All Jet fans know we should not have fired Salah, not when we did. I mean, end of the year, fine, but not 5 games in. That was stupid. So, yeah, Matt, you got us. That's for sure. You got us. You got us. Lisa Deus says Jets might get better if they would just admit they are the. Yeah, that's funny. I say the same thing, Lisa. We should be called the Jersey Jets. I agree with you. Or just move back to New York. Either one. But pick your lane. You know what I mean? Pick your lane. Um, but yeah, to call yourself a New York Jets, and same thing goes for the Giants. And to play in New Jersey and have your headquarters in New Jersey doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense to us. But we don't make those decisions. The fans. Something happened with my camera here. Let's see what's going on with the video. Does this fix it? Yes. Sometimes you gotta fix the video. Yeah, Ian says talk about a voice for radio. Yeah, I do audiobooks, Ian. Audiobooks because you can't get into radio. I tried to get into radio actually, But they wanted me to work overnights, and I was like, okay. And they were like, and you're gonna make like $3 an hour. It's like, what? I was like, this is not the profession for me. You know what I mean, Ian? Yeah, but I agree with Lisa. Lisa Diaz. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, Lisa. Yeah, we should just call ourselves the Jersey Jets. Yeah, 100%. It would also be good too if our uniforms were colors other than the colors of the playing surface that we play upon. Our it's one thing to be the green and gold, but the Jets are green and white. That's exactly the same as a football field. That's no good. What about that? You know, I mean, we got a lot of problems over here. We got a lot of problems. We need a general manager. We need a head coach. We may need a quarterback for next year. Uh, we need a defense. Okay. We need a kicker. We got a lot of problems. But, I'm sure we'll get it straightened out someday. I'm sure we'll get it straightened out someday. Well, I hope Tom Grassi's doing well. Uh, give him tell him hello from me. I hope he's doing well. And I'm proud of the fact that he raises so much money for charity. It's amazing to watch. I've donated to his causes several times. So I am a donator um, of money, especially when he did the Children's Hospital one. That's amazing. So Tom Grassi's amazing. So thank you to everybody who came in uh, on the raid. Lisa says, haha, it's a German name. Say it like dice. Oh, okay. Think Vegas or Atlantic City. Lisa Dice. I like that. Sounds very dangerous. Lisa Dice. You know, she takes her chances, that Lisa Dice. She likes to roll snake eyes, that Lisa Dice. That's how she does it. But now we got to get back to the game. So the green and gold are going to come back, and I forget who's getting the ball first here in the second half. But the first half couldn't have gone much better for the Packers. 3 out of 4 possessions, they scored a touchdown. That's almost as good as you can do. I mean, you could have scored on the last one, but then it would have been 100%, and that rarely happens. So yeah, I'm getting ready for the kickoff at Green Bay. The only thing that's disappointing about this game with Green Bay is we were promised a snow game, and we did not get a snow game. So where is the snow? We tuned in for a snow globe. Faye's Mystic says Aaron is not the answer. Nope, he sure doesn't appear to be. Sure does not appear to be. So McManus getting ready to kick off. So the Saints will receive. So we'll see if Spencer Rattler can do anything in the second half here. They get the kick and take it out to about the 22-yard line or so. Probably should not have taken that out. Negative 22-yard line. So the Saints also had 4 possessions in that first half, and they put up nothing. They had 1 turnover and 2 punts, and then the end of the half. And that was about it. Ian says, I would say that the Jets really need to bottom out and start over. Yeah, that's our eternal debate. That's what we did when Salah came in, and that's the problem. Running play for the Saints, he goes for about 2 yards. And the problem was we picked Zach Wilson. That was a big mistake. And then he didn't work out. And then we did the Hail Mary for Rodgers, and that hasn't worked out either. As soon as that Achilles went, it was probably game over as far as that gambit is concerned, because that was just a Hail Mary because Zach Wilson didn't work out. So when you don't do your scouting right and you get it wrong on the quarterback, bad things happen, as we all know. Spencer Rattler back to pass. He finds running back underneath, and he's able to squirt down for a first down. About 8 yards on that, so that's a first down. First and 10. So they're able to move the ball pretty well so far in the second half. Let's hope Spencer Rattler, number 18, can perform a little better than he did in the first half. Didn't look too great. Was throwing the ball way too high in the first half. Packers seem to be in their base, I'm going to say. And running play goes nowhere. Wilson right there for the stop and a bunch of others. That's a no gain, I'm going to say. Second and 10. Let's see if they stay in base or go to nickel. So Harlan says at craps table, very few people working a casino or players call 2-1s snake eyes anymore. Yeah, but I like to call it snake eyes. It's better to call it snake eyes. Yeah, we're in nickel now. Rattler back to pass, looking to throw. He gets it out to the running back. So Rattler, you see, he's just dumping the ball off, running with it. He's not seeing the field, I don't think, so far. Able to get 8 yards there. Yeah. So that's not terrible, but you see, he's dumping it down to his running backs and running with the ball. That tells me he's not seeing the field well so far. 3rd and 2. Looks like the Packers are staying in nickel against 11. Rattler in the shotgun, back to pass. Let's see if he can convert this 3rd down. No, he cannot. And as we have said, 3rd down is the money down, and Rattler's fallen short on that in that regard as well. Even on a 3rd and 2, could not complete a short yards pass. Let's see if they go for it on 4th down. See what happened here. Looking out toward the receiver and just not a great pass. He wasn't exactly open, but not a great pass either. And no, they're not going to go for it, I guess. So a 5th drive, unless they fake it. They're doing something weird here. What are they doing? Just punt the ball. Going to do a trick play or something? What are they doing? Oh, they're going to try to. Sometimes teams just get too cute, man. Like if you want to go for the 4th down, just go for it. You got to do a tricky punt play. You know, they call it aces in both places. Why would they call it that, Harlan? So isn't snake eyes better? Snake eyes. You can see snake eyes. You can't see aces in both places. Lisa Dice says, that sounds so dirty, man. Faye says, if I was the Jets, I would try to get a CB2. Yeah, well, that's another issue. We may have one in Brandon Eccles, one of our backups, so we might try to get by with him. Or re-sign DJ Reed, we could do, but probably going to let him go to free agency. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 play drive, resulting in a punt. Saints not looking too good so far in this game. Let's see how the green and gold come out. But yeah, we need a CB2. We need a lot of things. That's what happens when your team falls apart. This was a punt. So this will be the 5th possession for the Packers, starting about the 15-yard line. At least they didn't snap it like Zeke. Yeah, right. Yeah, that was weird, right? But yeah, they try. So, if you're the Saints, you probably shouldn't be trying tricky stuff when you can't even do the basics. Just if you want to go for it on 4th and 2, just go for it. You're going to do a tricky punt play. Like, what is that going to prove? If anything, you should be trying to build up Spencer Rattler's confidence, get him going. He's looked pretty bad so far to this game. But maybe you could get his confidence going, get him on a roll. You know, so we'll see. But yeah, the Jets have a lot of needs. Cornerback too. I mean, for as far as Jet fans are concerned, most Jet fans would say we need to sign Brandon Eccles. He's one of our backups who could maybe be the starter to replace Reed, and then Jamian Sherwood, our middle linebacker, who replaced C.J. Mosley. He's going to be a free agent. He needs to be signed. Beyond that, we probably need to sign Morgan Moses, our right tackle, to have an insurance policy. We'll also draft one. But a lot of our guys on defense are on 1-year contracts. We're going to have to draft a bunch and sign a bunch. So that's something that needs to get redone. But of course, the first decision that needs to be made is the quarterback. Is it going to be Rodgers for another year or not? And then, based on the answer to that question, you would then proceed differently if it's a yes or a no. Faye says Saints need a new quarterback. Carr is not good. Yeah, but it's not looking like Rattler's any good either, Face. So what do they do? What are they going to do? Release Derek Carr? If they released him, the Jets might be interested. Not that he's great, but our options aren't very good either. And we were very interested in Carr, right before we got Rodgers, if you remember. We told him he could be a Hall of Famer if he comes over to our team. Yeah, sure. Um, so here we go. Packers in 11 personnel with Kraft on the field and Jacobs in the backfield. Jordan Love in the shotgun. Hands it to Jacobs, and there he goes. Another 6-yard gain. Josh Jacobs continues to be a monster in this game, getting good gains on first down, setting up reasonable second downs. And that makes your life a lot easier if your name is Jordan Love, who's also doing a good job converting the third downs when they do come up. So everything working out good so far for the green and gold. This is 12 personnel here with 86 on the field, and John and under center for J Lo, and runs a little, huh? Then they got guys like Melton, like is that Max Melton? Is that Bo Melton's brother? They got guys that it's like, who's that? Oh, he can play too. It's like how this like Gutekunst has just created just such a deep roster. It's amazing. Forget they have this. Is it Max Melton? What's his first name? Fred? Miggy? No. Uh, what is this? They bring in an extra lineman? Boy, oh boy. No, they didn't. Whatever the hell LaFleur's calling, man, it's working. It's amazing. 15, that's actually 3 points. Second and one. So that was 9 yards for Jacobs. Holy cow. That's 2 points. Second and one. They can do whatever they like. 21 personnel now. Looks like a pony package here. Jacobs again. Little scoot. And there he goes. Gets it. First down again. Matt LaFleur must be in his bag, man. Oop. Looks like Jacobs might be slightly injured as he comes off. He's grimacing. That's not a good sign for number 8. Hopefully he's okay. Now we got a jumbo package with a tight end in the backfield. So yeah, LaFleur getting creative. And they hand it off to uh, Brooks. They could just give it to anybody and they just get a lot of yardage. Let's give it to the third stringer who gets 7 yards. Everything working against the Saints team. Now the Saints defense, they lost a lot of people due to injury, so not the same as they normally are. They're usually pretty stout. Not so much this year. 11 personnel again. J-Lo under center. Man in motion. And they hand it to Brooks, and he cannot get out. Oh, yes, he can. Breaks a tackle. Boy, Demario Davis not looking too hot today with these missed tackles. That was a terrible one. He had him stuffed. Was able to get by him. I don't know how. One guy, two guys. Demario Davis too high on your technique, buddy. That seems like something you would do if you were on the Jets. Not sure what's going on there, but that's a first down. Oh, Bo Melton. Yeah, Bo Melton. I think he's Max Melton's brother, if I'm not mistaken. One of these Meltons. One of these Meltons running around. Oh, that's not a good pass. Look at the Patriots. Drake May. Just build around him, and they will be a playoff contender. Yeah, remains to be seen. But Drake May definitely seems to be the real deal. Only problem with Drake May is they got no offensive line, wide receivers, or they got an old, well, not old, but they got Dre Stevenson, who's a fumbleias all of a sudden. He just fumbles all the time. And, but they need an offensive line. They need wide receivers. So let's see what he could do when he gets some help. J-Lo back to pass, looks to the right, throws it to the running back who smashes a guy's face in. You'll love to see it. Attaboy 31. Running over that dude. Attaboy. Give him five. No, got 4 yards on that. So 3rd and 6. Now let's see if J-Lo can convert. Watson getting treated on the sideline again. He came back in, but now he's out. 11 personnel for the green and gold here as they're at the plus 37-yard line. J-Lo back to pass out of the shotgun. Throws it deep down the left side, and it is incomplete. Targeting Jaden Reed could not connect on that one. Let's see what LaFleur chooses to do here. I don't know if the field goal kicker can make this. If it were the Jets, we could not make it for as far as a field goal goes. Oh, but they have McManus, right? Forgot about McManus. We tried out. We've been trying to get by with Anders Carlson. That didn't work either. Your kicker, the kicker that was on the Packers for a while. But now they have McManus. Let's see if old Brandon McManus can hit a field goal, long one. It's up, and it is good. Man, 55-yarder. Everything's coming up roses for the green and gold on this night. So this is a field goal. Good. 24-0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 play drive. I had 6 runs, 3 passes, 3 first downs, no penalties, no explosives. Field goal 6. But not bad. Not bad to keep adding on, tacking on to the lead. Not bad. 24-0. Can't go around him, go through him. Yeah. Yeah, well, and you love to see the effort, right, Ian? It's like, you know, he could have just stepped out of bounds, but he said, "No, I'm going right through your fucking face." Right? Like that, you love to see that out of your running backs. That's the kind of toughness you want. Like, all right, you got me. I'm going right through you. How about that? Faces Christian Gonzalez, a good CB1. Yeah, sure is. They got some players on defense, the Patriots. They got some players, but even that's been downgraded a bit. They got rid of Judon. They got rid of Uche. They got rid of Jalen Mills was on their team for a long time. So yeah, they're in a full rebuild mode. It'll be interesting to see how much they can rebuild the offensive line first and foremost, so that May doesn't get killed back there. But it seems like they got the quarterback right, and that's the hardest thing to find. Except if you're the Packers, then you can get 3 in a row for 40 fucking years. But other than the Packers, you just happen to hit on 3 franchise quarterbacks in a row. You know, that's okay. But other teams like the Bears and the Jets, we can't find one of these guys. Packers hit 3 in a row. For God's sakes. Thank goodness. Now we won't get 28-3. Well, you never know. You could get 2 safeties. That could get you to 28. But yeah, I mean, Patriots are rebuilding. The Bills are a monster as long as they have Josh Allen, who is just a monster, 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 mega monster. You have Lamar Jackson in the conference, also a mega monster. Patrick Mahomes, also a mega monster. So we got problems. We got problems. I mean, you wonder if you'd rather be the Dolphins. I mean, the Dolphins really just have to make the playoffs this year. Otherwise, it's another year, and is Tariq gonna hold up, and so forth and so on. So this is the sixth possession for the Spencer Rattlers. Matthew was old, yeah, but then it's like, who do you replace him with? He was such a good player for the Patriots, and yeah, he's getting old, so might as well trade him. But now you got to replace the production. So this is looks like base from the 30. Rattler down to pass. Again, he can't find anyone, so he scrambles. No bueno. This guy can't find anybody. He's not seeing the field, man. Maybe he's just scared with the pass rush that he's going to get killed. It's tight split formation here. It trips left. They run it and goes nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Edge Cooper. Boy, if there's a player I like, it's Edger and Cooper. Holy smokes. Give me 11 of that guy. Tell you what, I'll take on the world. Give me 11 Edger and Coopers. Diagnose and go get it. Click and close, baby. That kid is something. Now we're in nickel, I think. Right, we're trying to get a playoff. It's in the shotgun here, 3rd and 4. Let's see, he goes back to pass. There is a pass rush, but there he goes. Can't see the field, so might as well scramble. And he scrambles for a first down, so he can do that, I guess. Just run around. Oh, except when there's a flag holding on the defense, so they'll just decline it, I guess. Illegal use of hands, Kingsley and Agbare and Igbare. Ticky tack. Sometimes your hands just get up in a guy's face, you know. What do you want me to do? Sometimes it happens. 1st and 10 for the Saints. Packers in nickel. There's a running play. That does not work at all. Lost about 3 yards. 2nd and 13. Faye says I was sad when we. Yeah, he's such a good player, man. He bedeviled us, the Jets, for every time we played you guys. Such a good player, smart. And rather bad to pass. Seems like he's trying to find somebody on the right hand side, and he does. A little bit high, but able to complete the pass. And again, you see these passes are a little bit high. That's the tight end, Johnson. Every one of his passes is high. It's concerning. That means his elbow is getting underneath it. That's no bueno for long-term success. And here comes the pass rush, and down he goes. Sack a Rooney. So that'll be 2nd and 17. So he lost 7 yards there. No good. Becox Jr. Packers mostly staying in their nickel now. Rattler back to pass again out of the shotgun, drops it off for a screen pass that goes nowhere. Blown up by that man again, Edgerrin Cooper. He's everywhere. You gotta love number 56. I tell you what. I love this. I love his click and close ability. He diagnoses really fast, and then boom, there he is. Nice for a young player. And probably going to get better as time goes on too. Oh, that's Mims. Mims, nickel, passes. So Rattler again running around, jumps and throws a pass, completes it somehow. When you're jumping and throwing, that's not so good. But he completed it. Got to give him credit for that, I guess. The man jumped in the air and threw a pass. I mean, a little unconventional, but hey, it worked out. Might as if it works, it works. You can't argue with success. I wouldn't try it, but who am I to say? Rattler now back to pass, throws to the left, and that is picked off. Boy, oh boy. Well, I believe that's a second interception. And so that's no good. Good old Spencer Rattler. The Packers are rattling his cages. Another drive with no points. Tell you, when you're jumping in the air and throwing a pass, that doesn't bode well for future passes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 play drive. Results in a turnover. I had it for doo-ba-doo. 1, 2, 2 runs, 7 passes. 1, 2, 3 first downs. No explosives. With no penalties. That's what I had it for. And a turnover. So 7. Not good at all. Not good. Glad the Jets didn't take Rattler. Yeah. You know who's high on him, Harlan, is Dom C. Swamp Ranger, Frankie, your breakdown in the mainstream media during the pregame show yesterday was the most coherent and comprehensible assessment of what I've been trying to tell people. Well, I thank you, Swamp Ranger, for that informed comment. Uh, it's very rare, Swamp Ranger, that somebody will um, say something like that. So I appreciate it. Ian says Saints' run game must be really bad to make the Packers' run defense this look this good. Yeah, right. That's always the trade off, right? Thank you, Swamp Ranger. I'm thinking about doing more stuff, Swamp Ranger, on the media. Actually, I was thinking about maybe even like if I get up to the right numbers on YouTube, I could have that join button, And I was thinking about either calling it the inner circle or the round table or whatever, and doing like an ethics in journalism thing, you know, because I mentioned it in that video. I said somebody should do it. You know what I mean? But then I was thinking, why don't I do it? And maybe the way we do it is we just have the inner circle, like because I'm thinking about doing once I'm able to get the numbers up on YouTube and I could do the join button or whatever. Because I'm not monetized right now. Um, all right, so Packers back on offense at the negative 20-yard line. J-Lo back to pass. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's no bueno. Oh, he dropped it. Boy, oh boy, that looked weird. J-Lo, what are you doing? So that's going to be an incompletion, almost picked off. Come on now, let's keep it nice and safe. Let's just run out the clock and get through this game. Trying to set up a screen, but Sanders, number 50, runs into his own man and drops the ball. Wow. things cannot be going worse for the New Orleans Saints. Not that their fans care too much. They're probably trying to lose to get draft pick, but 11 personnel now for J-Lo, second and 10, back in the shotgun. Let's just run the clock, LaFleur. Let's hand it off. There you go. Just run it out. Let it keep going. Look at this guy go. There he goes. Wilson got, what, 15 yards, 17 yards there? I mean, that's a big play. Just run out the clock. Let's go. First and 10. Harlan, I like Rourke of Indiana. Did you see him play against Ohio State, Harlan? He was not looking so bueno. I think it was against Ohio State, if I'm remembering right. Who did Indiana play in round one? I'm pretty sure it was Ohio State. And he didn't look too good, man. I was watching him, bro. 12 personnel. Because I was thinking maybe we take him, mid round guy. Wilson, 7 yards. So one there should be second and 3. This is the way, LaFleur. Just keep pounding the rock, eat up the clock, and just march your way down the field. No reason to get crazy. But yeah, and so I was watching Roar Carlin in that game, and he just looked terrible, man. I was like, this is not a professional quarterback. He definitely has size. I'll give him that. But I don't, if you can't play the position, you can't play the position. I mean, this is 12 personnel. Seems to me, yeah. We got twins on the left-hand side of the formation. Should be a run. Yep. To Wilson, see if he can break it outside. He does and gets a first down. Great job by Wilson outrunning the D. It will get it 4 yards and a first down. This is what we need to do. Just eat the clock, LaFleur. No need to get crazy and throw interceptions and anything else. Just let the clock run on down. The Aints aren't a very good team. Yeah. Not this year, anyways. They got offensive line problems all of a sudden. The Saints used to have a great offensive line all those years. And then, they drafted Penning. He didn't really work out like they had hoped. And then they had injuries, and then guys got old, and now they don't have an offensive line. Now they got quarterbacks running for their lives. Now they need wide receivers. Olave's out after all. And so, yeah, no bueno. But yeah, Swamp Ranger. So I was thinking, like, once I get that, because what I would do then is put out videos for the members of the inner circle, right? Only. And go through the whole thing and say, okay, there's a new hit piece out, and um, we would use the ethics in journalism standards. There's a standard out there, and we would use that and say, all right, based on these standards, how does this article stack up? And I would do a video about it, explaining it and da 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 da. And then the members would vote on it. And this would be like the inner circle. We'd call it the inner circle or the round table or something like that. And that way we could say, like, the ethics in journalism team has rated this article, a F minus or D minus based on the standards set by the trade group. There's a trade group about ethics in journalism that sets out what are the, like how, like there's something about how you're supposed to use anonymous sources, for example. So we would evaluate it. I would do the evaluation. I'd put out the video for the members. Then you guys could vote on it. And then we could say, yep, the inner circle has voted this, like D minus. How many more subs? Well, I need two things. First, there's a first tier of monetization, which I already have, which is 500 subs. But then I need 3,000 hours of watch time. So I have about 2,000. So I need about, need about 1,000 more. So we're going to do a bunch of live streams to get to try to get up to the 3,000 hours of watch time that we need. Uh, so in the next, couple months, it'll happen. And then at some point, I'll be eligible for that. And then, so the idea will be then we'll publish our findings, like and we'll use little graphics or whatever. And we'll say this article published by The Athletic got a D minus, and here's why, and we'll list all the reasons based on this standard, and we'll put it out. and then we'll have ratings for we could have ratings for individual articles. Then we could have ratings over time for the writers. Like the writers of the articles, we could say how often they get poorly rated. This is 11 personnel with another run to Wilson with about a 3-yard gain off the right side. First and 10. Now it should be second and 7. Jordan Love. Yeah, he does better in the second half, they're saying in this graphic. Wow, look at that. 27 pass TDs, 2 interceptions. That's amazing. J-Lo, the prince that was promised, coming through for all of you Packer fans out there. The green and gold, number 10, Jordan Love. Now we got 12 personnel with one of the tight ends in the backfield, man in motion right to left. Jordan Love goes back, bounce, bounce, bounce. Can't find anybody. Throws it, knocked down at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. Just keep running it, LaFleur. Hell's wrong with you? Third and it'll be. So we got 2 yards on that first one. 14:09 remaining in the fourth quarter. Packers up 24-0 on your New Orleans Saints. Green Bay on the season 10-4. The Saints a lowly 5-9 with interim head coach Darren Rizzi taking over from former head coach Dennis Allen. And we now have 11 personnel as it's third and long, so we expect a pass on this play. Love out of the shotgun drops back and drops it off to the running back who cannot break free of the tackle. So that should be a fourth down and probably a punt coming up here. You would anticipate, but you never know these days. So these coaches are going for it on fourth down way more often than they used to back in the day. Tell you that much. LaFleur is upset about something. Looks like they are going for it, or at least going to line up for it. They are on the other side of the field, so makes sense. Let's see if they actually snap it. They are in 11 personnel formation. Looks like they're not going to snap it. They're not. So they decide to be conservative, just run down the clock a bit and take the penalty of play clock violation. They will punt it away. Play it conservative when you're up by 24 points in the fourth quarter. Kind of makes sense, I would say. Well, so Swamp Ranger says, why do you want to do it for the inner circle? Well, it's something I wanted to do anyways, just to, as a benefit. And then the inner circle would also, there's a roughing the kicker. They might get a first down here. Um, I've been thinking about the benefits to a group because those people are going to have to pay money, right, to be in. They have to join, and there's going to be a dollar amount. So you think, okay, if somebody's going to join this little inner circle club, well, I have to give them value. Um, and so maybe just give more videos to the inner circle in general. Oh, they called tripping on the Packers. It's a weird one. Oh yeah, that's definitely a trip. Can't do that, Lucas. Oh, Lukey Luke. Although got to give him an A for effort. He saw the guy coming through. He's like, maybe I could get away with this. Yeah. A for effort, but you technically can't do that. Now make up for it by getting a sack. Oh, they have to repunt it. Oh, guess it makes sense. Well, got much better field position. You're going to start out at the 35-yard line. So we'll see if the Saints can do anything with their seventh possession. Yeah, so that's the idea, Swamp Ranger. It's like, man, yeah, that's true, Harlan. That's what I said earlier. Like, I'm not doing official scouting of quarterbacks because to do that, you need to watch at least 5 games. And I'm not sitting around grading quarterbacks for 5 games and doing the scouting thing, even though I could. I'm just not. And that was the only game I saw of his. And I was like, man, or maybe it was Penn State they were playing. Forget who they faced. They faced either Penn State or Indiana, Ohio State. I forget which one they faced. But yeah, he looked terrible. Like they looked terrible as a team, and he looked terrible as a quarterback. Like I was like, what's the hype on this guy? Because that's Now I was thinking actually at the end of the game, I was thinking, well, if we could get him as a UDFA, I'll be certainly open to that. Anybody who's got the experience he has and the size and all that, you certainly can't judge him off of one game for sure. But looking at that looking at that game, I thought this kid's a UDFA. I'm not wasting a draft pick on him. But again, that's just one game. You got if you're going to do real scouting, you got to do at least 5 games, and you want actually much more than that. You want a full panel of games to look at. And so I'm not saying it's a definitive thing. I'll definitely take a look at how Brugler and the rest grade him. That's basically what I do. I use my 5 gurus method. You know, let them do the scouting. Let Dom do the scouting. Why do I got to bust my butt grinding tape? There's a lot of people who already do that, and whose opinions I trust. If you have 5 really good people who are grinding the tape, like Dom C, Dane Brugler, Daniel Jeremiah, Bucky Brooks, these people, just read what they put out. I trust their opinion, especially if you conglomerate all of their opinions into into your analysis. And especially because with quarterbacks, you just never know, anyways. So it's such a brain position, right? Yeah. So Rattler has 2 turnovers so far in this game out of 7 possessions. That's not good. He's got a bunch of sacks. I don't know how many sacks he's got that he's taken. They're showing at least 2 here. 2 turnovers, 2 sacks. Now we're back live. He's in the shotgun, throwing it out. All right, there's a nice pass over to Pettis. It's an 11-yard gain. It's a 3, first down. So there you go. That's a nice one. Yeah. Packers pass again, knocked down, so that's incomplete. Second down, 2nd and 10. Probably the Packers will just stay in nickel the rest of this game because from this point on, there's going to be very few runs from the Saints. You would imagine it's 12:41 left in the fourth quarter, 24-0. The Packers over the New Orleans Saints. You would think that Mr. Rattler is going to have to start throwing and throwing a lot uh, in this ball game. Drops it off to the running back. That's not what you want to do, really, Mr. Rattler, because he only got about 2 yards. That's no bueno. 3rd and 8 or thereabouts. I mean, you're going to have to start throwing it downfield at some point. You're going to have to learn how to read a defense, Mr. Spencer. He's getting rattled. They're rattling Rattler, that's for sure. Keyshawn Nixon, 5 pass breakups. He's a great story. Came out of nowhere. Special teams ace, and now playing the nickel position or the defensive back position. Rattler back to pass. Here comes a pass rush. They hit him, and that is incomplete. No bueno for Mr. Rattler. And Van Ness did want to make up for his tripping call with a little Saccaroni. Almost got home, but no, not quite. Now he's matched up with Fuanga, and Fuanga got beat on that rep for sure. Good job by actually both edge rushers from the Packers. We'll meet you at the quarterback, they say. And Rattler's out, so they're punting once again, looks like. Oh, they're doing funky punt plays. What's going on? I guess they're trying to show they could do something. There's it's offsides. Thought let's do more funky punting. I'm not sure why we're doing that, but I guess if you can't do anything else, 1, 2, 3, 4 play drive and a punt. No bueno. All passes, of course. Passes, no runs, no one first down, no explosives. Oy, this Rattler guy not looking good. At least not tonight. I like to let the others do the grading too, Harlan says. Yeah, I mean, why do the hard work when other people are already doing it? P and 10. So we're on, this is that was the sixth. So one, two, three, four, five, six, seven play drive on the sixth drive. So this is number 7. We had one, two, three runs, 4 passes, no explosives, 2 penalties. Now, this is the 53rd play, according to my records. 53rd play of the game for the Packers, whereas the Saints have run 42 plays. So pretty much everything going the way of the Packers now. The Packers should really pound the rock here and just run the clock down, run, so forth and so on. See what happens. See what happens. Try and run out the clock and just get out, get a win, get in the playoffs. If the Packers win, they're in the playoffs. They're pretty much guaranteed to be in the playoffs anyway. But I think if they win today, that clinches it for them. And then it's all about seeding. See how high up we can get. And so it'll be a fun playoffs. I mean, there's a lot of fun teams to watch in the playoffs. You got the Lions, you got the Packers, you got the Vikings. All interesting, um, all interesting teams to watch for various reasons. The Rams are even a kind of an interesting team. They got Stafford and Cooper and Nakua and all. And then in the AFC, you got a lot of really interesting matchups. You got the Steelers, you got the Baltimore Ravens, you got the Bills. All fun to watch. So there's going to be a lot of fun playoff football. Uh, we got 12 personnel here, so you expect some runs, tight splits. Melton on the move. Yep, handing it off. Ooh, that did not go well. Wilson lost about 4 yards there. No bueno. But of course, it's about eating clock, so they don't really care too much about the yardage, though they would like to, you know, be able to move down the field still. And we'll see how that works out. And here we have 11 personnel. So they're probably saying, no, if you're going to stack the box, we're going to throw it again. Screw you, says LaFleur. Ooh, that didn't work. Trying to hit the tight end. He hit his tackle, not the target, Jordan. Let's go, buddy. You can't throw it to the lineman. That's illegal. They will not let you throw passes to your offensive lineman. That goes against the rules of football. We definitely don't want to see that, Jordan. Well, 3rd and 14, clock stopped on that incompletion. They were trying to get a little screen pass to the tight end, didn't work out. Now they got 11 personnel and everybody split wide, so they got 5 receivers split, a 4-by-1 formation, heavily unbalanced. Let's see how this works out for Love and the Packers. Back, bounce, throwing deep down the middle. He's got a man, and it is caught by Jaden Reed, number 11. Excellent catch. Went up and high pointed the ball. Attaboy, that's how you make a throw. That is a big gainer. 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards. I'll give him 42 on that one. Right over the honey badger, who's getting a little long in the tooth, I would say. All right, now you're around midfield. Now I would expect some more ground and pound, even out of 11 personnel here. I would expect. Let's see. Yep. with the run for about 3 yards. Brooks plus 3, 0. Second and 7. That Jaden Reed, man, that is an underrated dude. Can do it all. He takes handoffs in the backfield and runs it down the field. He makes plays in the passing game. Underrated dude that probably not a lot of people not a lot of football fans really know about. Very valuable dude, I would say. Love now changing the play at the line. He's in the shotgun. Hopefully they can get it off. They do. Bounce to the right. Wide open. Dontavian Wicks. Gotta love it. That's a first down. Man, yeah, see, look, this is why Goody is so good. They got all these pass catchers in the second, third, fourth, fifth round. That's how you build a team when you hit on these mid round, late round picks. You can get such value out of that. 11 personnel again. So it looks like they're going to continue with but no, they're going to run it with Brooks. Makes a cut. Oh, gets stuffed. Picks up about 3 yards or so. So it should be second and 7. At what point do you take Love out? I don't know. Like if you scored a touchdown on this drive, then he'd probably come out. I mean, 31 nothing and 5 minutes to go. Yeah. That's probably when. All right, we got 11 personnel again. And another run with Brooks. About 3 yards. Should be about third and 4. I like how they run out of 11 personnel. I always like running out of 11. The Jets need to do more of that. It's how you get light personnel on the defense, and especially if you're going to insert a wide receiver into the blocking scheme. Oh, look at this. They're not coming. They're not coming. They're trying to double mug the A gap. They're not coming. They're not coming. I don't think they're coming. No, they are coming. What's wrong? Oh, incomplete. I guess I shouldn't be an NFL quarterback. They bought the house. Trying to get J Lo. Can't blame them. Now let's see where they are on the field. Are you gonna have to punt, or can they go for another field goal? Oh yeah, they can go for another field goal. Easy. Up and good. Good like Gutekunst. Man, this is going to be a really interesting drive chart to take a look at as far as the Packers offense. They've scored on that was their seventh drive. I think they've scored on 6 out of 7. Or maybe 5. 1, 2, 3. Missed one. 4. uh, 5. They've scored out of 5 out of 7 drives. I mean that's efficient. That is efficient. Kenny Cross, my Rams are good at drafting mid-round dudes, but then the problem always arises: how do we pay them all? Yeah, yeah. The Jets are having somewhat of that as well. I mean, the Rams. If you look at it, Jared Verse, Brandon Fisk. I mean, you really got got some dudes there. Question's going to be, what do you do if Stafford retires? I don't know what he's talking about. I mean, he's kind of young, Stafford, youngish in terms of like, he's not in his 40s or anything. What is he, 36, 37? something like that. So he could play a few more years. Your problem really would be if Stafford decided to retire. That would be a problem. But yeah, the defense, I mean, a couple more good drafts, you're going to have, some really solid dudes. As long as you have a Stafford, you have a chance. As long as you have the quarterback who can do things, you got a shot. In any game, you got a puncher's chance, right? So that's really what you'd have to worry about. I mean, who's your backup? Jimmy Garoppolo? You don't want to go there. You don't want to go full Garoppolo. You don't want to go full Garoppolo. Stetson Bennett? He's not going to do anything. So yeah, I mean, you think about that trade, right, Kenny? Think about that trade. It was like think about Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. One of the first things they do, they make that trade. They trade Stafford out of there, and everybody thought they were crazy. Stafford goes to the Rams. Of course, they have them f them picks year, and they load up with all the vets, and they win it. So good for that. Good for the Rams. But think about how that set up the Lions for success. They got their franchise quarterback essentially, in Goff. Everybody thought, oh, got Jared Goff, haha, lol. Well, he's playing really good now. He's in the MVP conversation now. You can definitely win with Jared Goff, and they got all those picks to uh, to build up the team, and then they made good picks. I mean, you got to hit on them, and they did. So that was the most one of the more interesting trades because it kind of worked out for both teams, but in different ways. Now the Lions got to, cash in on it and get to the Super Bowl. But all right, let's see if this is the eighth drive of the game for the Saints. Let's see if old Mister Rattlemeister can do anything with this one. There's 7:07 left, 27-0. Packers on top of the Saints with 7:07 left in the fourth quarter. Packers should basically live in nickel, which they are. This is at the 30-yard line. So back goes Rattler up the middle. Oof, no bueno. High again, incomplete. Too many passes are high on Rattler. That happens to a lot of kids who come into the league. They just start throwing high for some reason, and they get their elbow underneath the throw. Yeah, 11 personnel, especially the way that teams are using 11 personnel now, they're inserting the wide receivers into the blocking scheme, which is changing things up, you know, than than things used to be. When you went to 11 personnel, you were definitely throwing. Teams just knew, all right, they're throwing now. But that's not the case anymore because they'll just put somebody. Oh, there's a flag on the offense holding, so that takes that away. This is going to be great grades for the Packers defense. But so the wide receivers now are getting into the blocking schemes, and so you can't tell if they bring 11. They might run, they might pass. You don't know. Depends. So yeah, it's becoming more versatile as time goes on. Rattler back to pass over the middle. He's got a completion to number 11, whoever that is. Some guy. Pettis, maybe. Yarder. 7. 6:11 as the clock ticks down in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 7 for the Saints as Spencer Rattler trying to generate some offense here at the end of the game. Garbage time, you might call it. 3rd and 7. See if the Packers can get another Saccaroni. And they chase him down. Almost got one, but that's incomplete. Rattler has not been able to diagnose the defense very well all night long, taking too long to get rid of the ball. And they're chasing him down. It's 4th and 7. Are they going to keep him in there? Or are they going to call the fight? Call the fight, Mickey. No, they're keeping him in there. 4th and 7. Might as well. 12 out of 22, 135 yards and one interception. Seems a lot worse when you factor in the sack and just generally how he's looked. But back to pass again. Here comes Rashawn Gary. Can't get to him. Throwing deep down the left sideline into double coverage. Oy, almost picked off. And almost the second interception of the game, but falls incomplete. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 play drive for Mr. Rattler. Oh, there's a flag on the play. Of course. Giuliani's late. Had to watch the Knicks to remember what winning feels like. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Knicks, Giuliani. I have no idea. Why they got to call a flag? Just let this game be over with already. What are they calling? Unnecessary roughness. Good call, Colby. Good thing they called unnecessary roughness. All right. Well, here's your answer. Jordan Love out of the game. Malik Willis now arriving into the game, formerly with the Tennessee Titans, now with your Green Bay Packers. He'll get his shot. See what he can do. Kenny says that was a trade that greatly benefited both. Well, yeah, that's why it's so unusual, Kenny. It's like, man, rarely do trades really work out like that, but it benefited both in different ways. And people don't really realize how important Jared Goff, well, they didn't at the time. Now they do. How important Jared Goff was going to be to the development of that team. To have stability at the quarterback position while you could just build up everything else, is such a valuable thing because Goff was a veteran who'd already been to a Super Bowl, but he was still young. Like he was at 26 or something like that, 27, something in that area. So you're not getting an old guy like we tried to do with Rodgers. Um, you're getting a young veteran who's been to a Super Bowl. People didn't like him for whatever the reason, but I always thought, yeah, you can win with Jared Goff, and then you stick with him, and then you build up the rest of the team, and then Brad Holmes hit on all those draft picks, and boom, now you see what they can do. Now their only problem is the injuries on defense this year, probably going to hold them back, which is unfortunate. Big Green is here. He says, "What's the score?" It's 27-0. Big Green in favor of the green and gold. Your Green Bay Packers. To the point, Big Green, where they've taken out Jordan Love and they've put in Malik Willis because this game is, for all intents and purposes, over. It's been basically domination by Green Bay from stem to stern. The Saints really never had a chance the entire game. The Saints performed poorly, and/or the Green Bay Packers performed incredibly well. Take your pick, one or the other, or some combination thereof. But the Packers have dominated this from the very beginning of the game. They scored the touchdowns on their first three drives to get things going, while the Saints have not been able to get anything going. Spencer Rattler not looking too hot at the moment, anyways. Rookie, 5th-round pick. Some people liked him coming into the league. Uh, Others did not. He was a 5th-round pick, but he has looked pretty bad in this game, at least tonight against the Green Bay Packers on the road. And the only disappointment for the Green Bay fans may be that no snow arrived for this game so that we could all see a snow game. There's a running play. They're just running. Anything they want to execute, they are executing. Second and one, I think it is now. So whether it's the run game or the passing game, the Packers have been on point. They've been annihilating these Saints, who have two turnovers and almost had another one. Lots of sacks. Just not a good game for the Saints and Spencer Rattler in any way, shape, or form. 12 personnel here. Malik Willis trying to do something. Willis with a no gain run. Yeah, so some of the backups are all in now, including the offensive line, I notice. So we're getting some, you know, backups in there. Hey, chance to get some NFL reps in a blowout. Third and two, just hand it off, I would say. Just keep the clock moving, Malik. No need to take a shot with his, or you could try that. Just keep the clock moving. What's wrong with these people? Now we got to try and throw a pass because it's third and two. It got tipped. Well, number 50 seems pretty active. Maybe we could sign him in the off season or something. We need defensive tackles. He was wide open though. But number 50, Sanders got his hand on it. Too risky for me because now it's fourth and two. They're going to go for it. Well, for me, I would keep the clock going. Three, two, one. What's going on with the play clock here? Kalen Saunders. Maybe he's a free agent we could get. Who knows? We need somebody to stop the run, somebody to do something on this defense. Man, how happy is Robert Sala right now? He's sitting over there, some comfortable booth, watching a 27 to nothing game with his buddy Matt LaFleur hanging out instead of being a head coach to a bunch of dummies. Malik Willis back to pass, throws downfield, got a guy wide open, boom. As I said, you might as well throw it bombs when you're fourth and two. Jeez, Louise. Jaden Reed, first down. Might as well rub it in. You wonder if the Saints are like, what are they doing? But at the same time, you got to play the game, man. You know, first down. Whatever they have wanted to do, they've been able to do. 65th play of the game for the Packers. Meanwhile, the Saints have only run 47. 12 personnel again. This should be a run. Yep. Man, this is first and goal. Adam Stenovich got to be happy. Bobby Salad's somewhere around laughing at the Jets. Ha ha, you let me go. Now I end up with a team that just put up 400 yards on Monday Night Football. How about that? Put up a masterpiece. Yeah, they're laughing in the booth, that's for sure. They're laughing in the booth. And they fleeced the hell out of us, tell you that much. They fleeced the hell out of us. All right, third and goal. Malik Willis leading this drive. They could just put in any old quarterback and run it down their throats. Why not? Let's see if he does a play action here. Nope, running right up the middle. Does he get in? Yep, they're saying he got in. Looks like yet another touchdown for the Green Bay Packers. They can just do whatever they want, apparently. This is not a very good game for the resume of Darren Rizzi, I tell you that much. Hire me. You'll get a no effort, no point kind of coach. Monday Night Football, very little effort, very little points. No points, no hardly any effort, no resistance. The Packers even have Andre Dillard on their team. It's amazing. Extra point, good. So that winds up a touchdown. Extra point, 34-0. Your Green Bay Packers, 34 points. New Orleans Saints, no points. And think about this. I mean, the Green Bay Packers are the one team in the entire league with no owner. The fans own it. I'm an owner. 500,000 other people are owners, right? And look at how good of a franchise they are with no owner. And then you look at us, and we're using Madden ratings. We're telling Mike White you stink after he gives us all he had. Yeah, true, he didn't perform well, but gave us all he had. And all these crazy things that the owners do. We're firing our head coach with 5 games into the season and all this. Why can't we be a fan-owned team? What about that? Man, now Rattler's got to go out there again. I would pull Rattler if I was the coach. I mean, this kid is you're gonna shoot his confidence right in the foot. Have another. So this will be the ninth, technically the ninth drive for the Saints, and they try to run out the kickoff. You take it out to the 23-yard line. Turbo says, "What a boring game." Yeah, it's not boring if you're a Packer fan. 34-0. Tell you that much. Not much as far as competitiveness, that's for sure. But what do you expect from old Spencer Rattler? I wonder if they'll put Jake Hayner in there. Is this nope? They still got Rattler. Just gonna let him take it, I guess. Running play, trying to run out the clock. Second and one. Here's a pass. He's hit and he's dunking it down to Mims. 2-minute warning coming up. Yeah, but Rattler, he's not seeing the field very well. He's checking it down too much. He's scrambling, and when he's throwing the ball, he's throwing it too high, which means his elbow's getting underneath the ball, and that's those are the things you don't want to see from a young quarterback at all. But hey, he's getting experience under his belt. You never know. Maybe he's going to improve. He could be an improvement. Why are people high on Rattler? Rattler's just not it. I don't know, Turbo. People are high on all sorts of people. You know what I mean? Some people like a Spencer Rattler, other people uh, like a Zach Wilson, other people like a Mac Jones, other people like a Trey Lance, other people like a Jimmy Garoppolo, other people like a Carson Wentz, other people like a Stetson Bennett, other people like all sorts of people. I don't know. I don't know. Tell you who I like, Jordan Love. That's who I like. Yeah, Jordan Love sat behind Rodgers for 3 years, didn't say a word, learned, got better, came in the game, kicked ass. Yeah, I like it. Guy didn't say a word. Uh, was not unhappy. You know, took a nice contract at first, and then he got rewarded. You know, I like a Jordan Love. That's what I like. You know, you don't make waves. You don't get upset. You don't say, "Hey, I should be playing." You know, "Hey, I'm a first round pick. What about me?" No, you wait your turn. You get rewarded. You come into the games and you kick butt. Eh, you know, that's what I like. Don't cause any problems. You don't say, "Hey, I'm a first round pick. What's going on around here? I'm supposed to be playing. I'm a first round pick. I got big money. What's going on? I'm supposed to play. I'm what about me? Me. No. You just wait your turn, and when your turn comes, you kick ass. That's what you do, and that's what Jordan Love did. So I think that's really the way to go. But some people like a Spencer Rattler, other people like a Jake Hayner, other people like a Trey Lance, other people have other likes and dislikes. That's the way life goes. You know, what are you going to do, really? All right, we're back on the game. Rattler once again tries to go underneath. That's incomplete. Seems like Rattler just cannot see the field and just trying to get the ball to the running backs, to get some kind of completions at least. He's trying. But it's not working out for him and old Darren Rizzi, tell you that much. Turbo says, you think the 49ers have a shot to upset the Lions? Yeah, they got a shot. I mean, the Lions have all those. Ooh, there's a completion to Johnson. Did they give him a first down? They did. So that's a 10-yarder first down to first and 10. Rattler again throws behind. No good. Incomplete. So the problem that the Lions have is all the injuries. Of course, they do have something to play for, I believe, right, Turbo? The Lions have something to play for, seeding, I believe. So they're not going to be resting anybody or anything like that. But their problem, of course, they're all those injuries they have on defense. 49ers really have nothing to play for. They're out of it. So we'll see who plays for them. I mean, if you notice the last game, Debo Samuel was like killing everybody. Um, you know, throws high again. Well, somebody should chart all of his high passes. I used to do that for Zach Wilson. Third and 10. Um, so yeah, they got a shot. I mean, it's going to depend who's playing, who's in, who's out, who's injured, what's going on. Um, I feel bad for the Lions because they built such an amazing team. Brad Holmes did such a great job, and Dan Campbell, obviously. And then they get so many injuries on defense. It's like crazy because it's not fair. I want to see their full team. You know what I mean? I want to see their full team compete against all the teams in the playoffs and see who wins. You know, this idea that they got to compete with half a team. Oh, this guy's injured. Now another offensive lineman injured for the Saints. That doesn't look good. Lucas Patrick. The Saints. It's the same thing with the Saints. It's the same thing with all these teams. It's such a. It's almost like false advertising. All these injuries. You expect to see a certain team. And the team is not the same when all these guys get injured. The Saints have had a ton of injuries on the offensive line. Taysom Hill, Derek Carr, Chris Olave, their whole team got injured. Now this guy's down, Lucas Patrick. It's the worst. And same thing with the line. I want to see these teams at full strength. We really need to do something about these goddamn injuries in football. There's just way too many for my liking. Because I want to see these teams at full strength. I don't want to see the backups playing. I want to see the real players. There's nobody like Aiden Hutchinson. I want to see Aiden Hutchinson. You know what I mean? I got Steelers over Chiefs on Christmas Day. Yeah, I'm tired of the Chiefs as well. Refs always help them out. Hopefully the Steelers punch him right in the mouth. Plus, Mahomes is always faking injuries, pulling out miraculous plays after miraculous play. I hope the Chiefs go down this year. I mean, the AFC, you think about it, the Bills and the Ravens really objectively are better teams than the Chiefs this year. Come on. And so somebody's got to knock out the Chiefs. I mean, even the Bengals have a really good team. How their record is what it is, I have no idea. 4th and 6. Here, Rattler trying to complete some passes for the end of the game. Here comes the pass rush. They pressure him. He flushes them out, throws too high once again. Incomplete. The man cannot throw a pass unless it's very high. So that should be it. That should be kneel down time for the Packers, I think. Pretty much, unless they got to run a few running plays, make them use uh, their timeouts. We're going to play that, or just kneel down and be done with it. Packers offense. This is, are they going to kneel down? Yeah, they're just kneeling down. So this game is over, 34-0. 34-0. Packers over the Saints. So exciting football of the NFL. But this concludes week, what, 15 or 16? Week 16, I think, of the NFL season. Spencer Rattler's going to have a very poor rating by any statistical measure, any eye measure from this game. No bueno. But, you know, that's going to do it for another exciting evening of NFL football. Thank you to everybody who came in from the Grossi Posse. Appreciate that. Say hello to Tom for me. I got 3 notifications on Twitter or something. And what about, let's see if there's any updates before we close for the evening on Olu Fashanu. Uh, no, just the same thing. He's going to miss the last 2 games of the season. Doesn't seem like we have any other information on Olu. So, all right. Thanks to everybody for stopping by. Appreciate it. I might try to do some more of these live streams for the games as they come along. You know, in the holiday season, we'll see what we got. Maybe I'll even do something on Christmas Day. Perhaps. So, thanks everybody for joining. I certainly appreciate it. And yeah, tell Tom thank you. I appreciate his posse. I appreciate his charitable contributions. Certainly greatly appreciated. And I'll see everybody next time. Feel free to like, subscribe, do all the things before you go. We're trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers so we can eventually get monetized. We would appreciate it. All right. See ya.